Hey guys, welcome to the Drunken Peasants podcast. You know, it's advertisers that keep this show free for viewers like you. And right now we're running an audience survey so that we can know a little bit more about the Drunken Peasants viewers and listeners. And your answers on this survey will help us match you with advertisers that you actually want to see content from. So you're not sitting through stuff that's just like, oh my God, I'm not going to buy this.
Right.
Podcast, you know, it's advertisers that keep this show free for viewers like you.
I don't know. We
and
can
right now
hear
we're running
ourselves
an
talking
audience
to
survey
ourselves.
so that we can know a little bit more about the Drunken Peasants.
I have no idea why
viewers and
that's
listeners.
happening.
And
Technical
your answers
glitches
on this survey
It must
will
be
help
open
us
somewhere else.
match you with advertisers.
Yeah, that's...
That was bizarre.
Yes.
Anyway, please go to podsurvey.com/peasants to take the survey. That's once again podsurvey.com/peasants.
It takes less than 5 minutes. The survey is completely anonymous. And when you're finished, you can enter your email for a chance to win a $100 Amazon gift card.
Dude, if TJ won that gift card, which you can't win because, you know, that would be against the rules, he would buy like 25 boxes of Twinkies.
You think that's all I could afford with it? They might give me
Like
a bulk
$4
discount.
Maybe
Anyway,
a bulk discount.
we're going to be giving away one of those gift cards every month. And even if you've taken a podcast survey before, please take ours. Give us the input we need. And once again, that's podsurvey.com/peasants. In just case you don't know how to spell that, podsurvey.com/peasants. And if you can't spell peasants, well, go back to school. And the URL is right down below in the description section
If you're
of
really
the video
lazy,
if you're watching this on YouTube. So thanks for helping us find the best advertisers possible, tailored to your interests, so that we can keep the show free for you, for
Free is-
listener, for
free is
viewer.
good.
Good.
And now into our usual shtick. Do you shop on Amazon.com? Of fucking course you do. You're a human being like anyone else, and you live in the 21st fucking century. So yeah, you're shopping on Amazon.com. But here's a question you need to ask yourself. Why aren't the Drunken Peasants getting a fucking share of that money that I spend on Amazon? Well, we could be. All you have to do is use the Amazon affiliate links provided below in every episode of the Drunken Peasants. Well, at least all the recent ones and all the upcoming ones. Check it out. If you're going to be buying something on Amazon anyway, why not support one of your favorite podcasts? In fact, your favorite podcast overall, let's be honest. Why not support your favorite podcast in the process? If you're going to buy something on Amazon, use the Drunken Peasants Amazon affiliate links so that we can get some of your money. Not just Amazon. Hey guys, if you enjoy the Drunken Peasants podcast, be sure to go to audibletrial.com/Drunken Peasants to get your free audio book. They have books like The God Delusion or Mr. Mercedes by Stephen King. Also, 150,000 other titles to choose from. So be sure to check that out. It supports the show and you get a free audiobook in the process. So what the fuck do you have to lose? Tacos. You know, a lot of people seem confused about how to suggest a video for the Drunken Peasants podcast. A lot of people try to tweet them to us. A lot of people send them to Drunken Peasants email box. I'm sorry, but all of that is just wrong, okay? The only place that we look at videos and consider them for the show is if you send them as a private message on the Drunken Peasants Facebook page. And not only should you send us your links there, you should clearly label what they are. Like, here's a news story I think you guys should talk about. Here's a crazy video on YouTube. Here's someone for troll or not a troll. Here's something for a stupid ad segment. Here is me asking you guys a question. And that's where it belongs, in our Facebook inbox, clearly labeled. Because other than that, we ain't gonna pay attention to it, and you've just wasted your time. Sorry to say. The Drunken Peasants podcast is satirical in nature, and while we do occasionally delve into serious issues and discussions, our primary purpose is to entertain and amuse. In other words,
don't take this shit too seriously.
Coming to you live from the frigid armpit of America, this is the Drunken Peasants Podcast with Ben and TJ, bringing you opinions of the news from an altered perspective.
Suck it!
There are starving children in the world, right?
Show me a child. Show me some empirical evidence it's happened. Yes. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Lick my butthole, he laughed.
Nothing, TJ. You're garbage. You're garbage,
And
TJ.
now, here are your hosts, Ben and TJ.
Yeah.
Welcome, everybody, to the Drunken Peasants Podcast.
I am TJ. I suck at life and I'm worthless.
You're not TJ, bitch. You wish you were TJ.
Yeah, I'm not fat enough. Or dumb
I don't know.
enough.
You
Or
getting
dumb
there,
enough.
bitch.
I'm
By the
getting
way,
there.
go to the fucking survey.
Yeah. Do that fucking survey since our ad fucking got fucked up for it.
Yeah.
I blame TJ personally.
Feel bad for how bad that ad segment went. And
It was
got
a technical issue.
I'm,
Shit happened.
I'm TJ.
fucking happened.
What?
No, that was fine.
There was
TJ
nothing wrong
sucks.
with my read, bitch.
Your read was shit.
It
my
was
read was fine.
It
Look
was
at
the
your face.
shit playing in the
It was
background.
a technical glitch, Scotty.
No, it wasn't TJ. It was a glitch with you. The glitch is with you, TJ.
Yeah, I know. I agree. The glitch is with me. His name is
Drunken
fucking
Peasants
Scotty.
subreddit right now. Scotty always attacks. Even when TJ does a good job.
By the way, we have two surveys down below in the description. One is going to help us attract better advertisers,
More tailored to your needs and interests.
and the other is a survey that we're putting out there to see how many people in the area, or not in the area, but possibly more people from the area would be interested in seeing us do this show live.
On stage,
Yes.
possibly.
Drunken
In
Peasants
Columbus.
live for one night only.
So feel free to go to that link if you want to vote on that, and we'll take a look, just trying to figure out the potential of...
Who would come to see the show?
Yeah.
Be part of the Drunken
Yeah.
Peasants
Like-
live experience.
I'm sure some of the audience members will actually be a part of the show. So
Yes.
we'll have to see we're just trying to see if there's any interest right now for that. So
Yes.
Columbus, Ohio. I know a lot of you live around there. Go fill it out. Let us know. Let us know if you could come to the show.
Yeah. Sniff, sniff cocaine.
Sneef, sneef, cocaine. I wish I had some cocaine right now.
We didn't talk about when we got to Nice.
Is this my water or did I just steal it from you?
Why don't you shut the fuck up?
Go ahead.
huh?
That means it's mine.
It's yours. Whatever. Who cares?
I know. TJ's like, we're doing a show and TJ's concerned about the fucking water.
Well, the water is very important. You know, we're
You didn't-
80%
You know,
water.
so I get it, TJ. You're gonna ask about the water, but you don't ask when there's just a toothbrush lying around. That's just yours, no matter what.
Well, maybe I learned my lesson from that incident.
No, you
Ben.
didn't. No, you didn't, because you chuckled when I said that, which means that's not the reason.
also attacked TJ. Innocent TJ. With this guy, but really stop laying on.
Maybe the audience is very interested in whose water this is, and I'm just trying to fulfill the
Oh
roles
yeah,
of the
sure.
audience.
The audience is sitting there like,
Hashtag we care about the water.
you care about water, TJ?
Hashtag H2O.
H2, no.
That's your hashtag, I guess.
What did you say when we got to Nice, TJ? You made it. You felt kind of out of place there, right?
You talk about how everyone there is like a fucking supermodel.
Yes.
Yeah, they are. Everybody is like super attractive.
Yeah, down there.
And one night when I was walking with Scotty, I was walking Scotty back to his hotel room because, of course, he can't stay in the same places as us riffraff because he's high and mighty,
right,
with his mistress. And I was there was just a big concert had just let out, and apparently at some point the audience had been shot with green slime. So there's all these like
Yeah. Oh well, there was like a
magazine-
rave or something.
Yeah,
right?
like these magazine-esque girls walking around with like tops wet with this slimy shit, and you can see like
That's true.
It was a new cocky.
Okay, but fucking, let's be honest with the story. TJ was not just walking me back like, poor Scotty. Gotta keep him company. TJ was on a quest to buy fucking cigarettes.
Yeah, that's the only reason you went.
Cigarettes.
But yes, I know what you mean. We did see, very attractive people in general, especially on the beach. You know,
I was the fattest person in all of Nice.
I don't know about
Nah,
that.
I don't think so.
It's called comedic exaggeration, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, is that something
Oh,
comedians do?
That's something that comedians like myself.
Oh, like yourself.
Oh, yeah.
You're a comedian.
I thought you were the unfunny comedian.
I'm the
for a minute.
mildly funny comedian.
I thought you were the unfunny comedian for a minute there, TJ. You do the truffle shuffle.
Yeah.
I'm gonna come.
Try to get a cheap laugh, TJ.
I'll do it.
A lot of people were like, never bring them on again.
Yes.
Oh, but you know what I figured out? This is
Why
hilarious.
not? A lot of people also said it was really entertaining to watch me abuse them. So stop hitting me. I'm just adding one little thing.
I'm
Go
gonna
ahead.
keep. We gotta keep hitting TJ to keep him in line.
Yeah.
You know, we're
Stop
mean,
it, TJ.
We're angry.
Yeah, we're just fucking
It is
crazy
true
assholes.
that I need handlers. So
Time to
can't
handle
I need
TJ.
the whip and the chair. But anyway,
well, don't make it sexual, Ben. Go ahead.
Anyway, someone is ripping off the random discussions of inebriated variety podcast. There's another podcast called the Random Discussions Podcast. And it's so bad, it's like barely watchable.
Let's take a look at that.
You
Do we
wanna
have
see it?
Yeah, let's
Do
see
we have it? I want to see. You can't say something is that bad without showing it.
It's barely watchable.
Barely watchable.
Yeah, mainly because the sound is all fucked up.
Oh,
God.
okay.
Let's take a look at this.
You want to see it?
Yeah.
Let's review this.
I want to
podcast.
watch the podcast that's a ripoff of our ripoff. This is like the Drunken Peasants took a shit, and then someone came along
Dude,
and
this
ate
is
that
like-
shit, and then they took a
This
shit.
is like
and then
podcast
this is that shit.
inception.
Here it is. Here it is.
It's like a dream within a
See?
dream.
In a way, it's like a dark mirror of ourselves.
The Random Discussions Podcast.
RDP.
This is probably a total troll podcast, though.
Let's take a look.
Let's see.
Here's the only one that's of any length. Well, and you see, we can see TJ in it twice.
Of course, because I've been in this podcast so many times.
Look, so
Yeah, let's just keep it like this.
Hi, I'm here.
full screen.
No, because then it'll get confused with us at the bottom and shit.
Are gonna respond to.
Oh my god.
I will respond to.
We're gonna do today,
Yeah.
We're gonna
I'm
respond
on-
to
I have the
this.
playlist
One
here
subscriber.
for-
Good job. And one thumbs down. One thumbs down.
Before we start it, you can like it, dislike it,
Yeah.
What?
just enjoy
What's going
the
on?
show.
This isn't a show.
He sees. He sounds so unenthusiastic.
The audio is shit.
Yeah. He's trying to play this thing, and it just. I don't know.
This is what happens when our shit takes a shit, ladies and gentlemen. This is what happens when our shit takes a shit.
Man, by comparison, the unfunny comedian is almost like witty.
They gotta be fucking clicking their
So if you
heels
don't
with
know,
this
this
shit.
is
Like, holy
Angel
fuck.
Joe. You probably do
Something
know.
that makes us seem
He's
enthusiastic
basically
and funny
complaining
in
about the new
contrast.
YouTube policies, so I'm gonna respond to
Well,
them.
he's going to he tells you that he's going to respond.
I'm going to respond to the video I just told you I was going to respond to.
And you can kind of hear.
Vaguely. You can almost hear
Not
it.
just a few people. If you look at the videos, they basically have a lot of people are making them. So it's not just a couple or a few people that are in this.
Oh my god, it's so fucking
More like a-
boring.
I told you. It's,
No, I'm done. This is so
Wow.
fucking lame. I cannot do this. This is
That's
so
fucking garbage. Why would you put that out
Yeah,
there and
stop.
expect people to watch it?
Stop now. I want to destroy these people.
And they're just trying to use
Oh,
my
this
face
dude.
to sell that boring shit too.
Fuck it! Right.
Fuck it!
This is just like the Amazing Atheist. You know his vivacious, like crazy style? Well, I replicate it perfectly. Check it out.
Fucking sucks! Fuck it! Fuck it!
I'm the only human being that can make Brett Keane sound enthusiastic.
I was reading the Quran.
The Quran. So some people, I guess we have to go back to a few things from the last show really quick here.
Okay.
First of all, Scotty, you're under attack from people that say eggs are good.
Okay, how do most people cook eggs? In oil and butter, filled with saturated fat, filled with cholesterol. And I mean, even if you read the guidelines on eggs, it's like if a healthy person eats less than 1 egg per day, which we know all these people out here that are saying this to me are eating 1 egg at a time when they have an egg. Also, eggs are responsible for tons of people getting salmonella. The conditions that most chickens that are raised that people are buying the eggs are they're basically tortured. They're dying in the cages. So it's like there's nothing good about eggs. Like you don't need them. They're not a good source of protein. They have about 6 grams of protein per serving. So I mean, I don't really see the big eggs are so great. I mean, if you like the taste of eggs, then it's like okay, that's the only real argument.
What about things that eggs are used for aside from just eating straight up eggs?
Yeah, like binding material in like baked goods and shit.
I mean, you're still intaking all of that stuff. I mean, and for the most part, I mean, look, they just banned trans fats. I mean, you can reformulate or get an exception, but the FDA is banning trans fats in a lot of those baked goods. I mean, I still don't think eggs are good even in other things because you're still getting all the negative aspects of eating eggs, like eating meat or whatever. I mean,
let us know in the comments section how you feel about Scotty's views. I know he's probably been listening to vegan podcasts.
Yeah.
Don't you? Do you listen to vegan podcasts, Scotty?
Yeah, sure.
The Vegan Bitch Podcast.
Scotty listens to the vegan podcast. I knew it because all the shit he's saying, it sounds like vegan podcast propaganda.
Scotty's gonna be a feminist.
Propaganda? Okay, Ben. So you think that people that eat lots of like meat and dairy and all these things don't have higher rates of cancer? I mean, do you
higher rates
dispute
of
that?
Cancer?
Yes, they do.
I don't know.
You don't think so?
I think
you
that
you don't think there's no difference in the diets? It doesn't matter.
You've made a wrong.
You're totally
turn here,
wrong.
Ben.
You're totally wrong.
Scotty, it doesn't matter if he's right or wrong. This is just
of course.
Like, Scotty is just gonna be like,
yeah. You.
No, you don't understand. I've done the research and I understand.
Where's his research?
I haven't even talked about any fucking research. I know. I was just. I don't know anything about.
Then why are you talking about it if you know nothing about it?
You're saying,
I didn't even get to
we
say
just said it was
yet.
propaganda.
Scotty.
It is propaganda.
Yeah.
It's not propaganda.
Even if it's true, propaganda doesn't even have to be false, okay? You're still preaching propaganda. You're fucking putting out this information in the hopes that people will fucking react a certain way to it. Like,
by the way, on our vacation, Scotty ate veal, which is tortured lamb.
And I did not want to eat it. No, it's tortured baby cow.
Baby cow. Yeah, you're right. You're totally right there.
Yeah,
and then,
it's tortured.
And then
foie gras.
Foie gras too,
which is tortured duck.
Which actually is tortured.
Force-fed duck.
Force-fed duck liver.
That doesn't sound too bad, man. Someone wants to fucking force feed me. Go ahead. Some people are into that. That's a fetish for some
We tricked Scotty into eating it. Well, I didn't trick him into it.
No, I wasn't tricked into it.
I told him it was meat.
You told me it was cheese.
No, I said it was meat.
I said
okay,
you
said it was. One of you said it was cheese. So it must have been TJ.
I said it looked like cheese.
No, someone said I think this. No, that's right. You said this looks like cheese, but I think it's meat.
Yes.
That's what you said exactly. And I was like,
okay.
Oh, I don't know.
And then you said it was cheese, and then you ate some, and then it was.
I only ate a tiny bit, anyways, and I didn't know.
You said it was delicious, by the way.
It is delicious.
It was delicious.
Well, I'm sure it was delicious, but I still don't want to eat it.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I don't think. I'm not saying I don't think eggs do taste good, or beef or whatever doesn't taste good. It does to me, but the conditions the animal's raised in and what it does to your health, I just don't think it's worth it to eat it.
Flibbity dibbity doo. So, Scotty, I have actually a revelation.
What's that?
I did one of those DNA swab ancestry tests.
Oh, okay. So that's kind of cool. So what'd you learn?
Did you really do it?
Yeah, I did.
You liar.
It turns out, it's true.
He did, I guess.
It turns out that we're actually 1/32nd Canadian.
Awesome. It's about time I did this. I'm embracing my Canadian heritage.
Oh.
So Scotty,
I am a real Canadian.
What do you fight for?
Poutine and beavers.
Oh, by the way, TJ, another thing.
No. Scotty has something to announce, actually.
Oh, okay. Sorry,
I actually now I hate America and I love Canada now.
I thought you hated the UK now.
You know what? I hate America, but not as much as I hate the UK, really, for holding Canada back for so long, for not letting Canada be free. So fuck the UK. That place sucks. Canada's number 1, America's number 2. Maybe I'll flip it back around. But fuck the UK. I apologize to Canadians. I was wrong. Realizing I'm now Canadian, 1/32nd, I've changed my views. So look, I'm even wearing a Canada hat.
So you've heard it here,
He's
folks.
had that hat for a long time.
No, I just bought this recently.
Just got it.
I just got
It
this.
turns
hat.
out
What else news?
Scotty loves Canada now, everybody.
I love Canada.
Go edit the fucking wiki. Scotty now loves
Yeah,
Canada.
wave the Canadian flag.
Give those fuckers on the wiki something to write the fuck about. Something happened in this episode. There was a change in character.
God bless Canada.
By the way, TJ, a lot of people wrote in the comments that whoever told you that Firestone.
I heard that.
Yeah.
Well, it actually is Firestone, but apparently that is what they...
Flint.
Because it causes the
Yeah,
fire.
Flint. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, so-
A Firestone.
So whoever said that to me, fuck you, you're a retard.
Fuck you.
I mean, you were technically right, but
You were
so
right,
were the
but
other
fuck
people.
you.
So Flintstone is the correct interpretation,
Yes.
and that's appropriate because he is from the Stone Age.
The same time dinosaurs lived.
Oh yeah,
The same time.
he used to go work on the back of a brontosaurus in a quarry.
It slide like the bird that was the whistle would sound, and then he'd slide down the tail.
Yep. Yeah, someone would pull the bird's tail, and it would go.
And his catchphrase was, what was it? Yabba dabba doo? That's what Josh Fierstein would say.
Josh says yabba dabba dum.
Yabba dabba dum.
We're actually going to do the Q&A segment tonight.
Sweet.
It's been a while.
Q&A. The Drunken Peasants Q&A returns.
Those segments are usually kind of boring, but
You're
I
kinda
like interacting
boring.
with the audience.
I love.
You're
your
kinda
great-
boring,
I love your
TJ.
great segue. Stay tuned, guys. I know those segments are
yeah.
boring. God.
Well, I'm just being honest. But
For once.
I like doing
Did
them,
you
though.
smoke a cigarette in the bathroom of the hotel, TJ? No.
and what did I say when you?
And then I was like, okay, why was there a cigarette butt in the toilet? I didn't know there was evidence.
I didn't.
Well, okay, so and now you're like, I'm just being honest. It's like,
What?
You're,
No,
you're
you
all
weren't.
over the fucking map, dude.
I'm honest when you don't want me to be. I lie when you want me to tell the truth. I misbehave when you want me to behave. That's how it works.
Okay.
Oh, and I'm not supposed to get angry at him.
Nope. Angry Ben. Old
Here, TJ.
Angry Ben.
Here, TJ, go
That's
back to the
Ben's
Canada
new
hat.
nickname, everybody.
TJ's
Angry
new
Ben.
nickname is Rumple Foreskin.
Yeah. So
Because he's got a rumpled
I am, what do
foreskin.
you say?
the difference is that
Tomas.
you actually have sensitivities, Ben.
Rumpled foreskin.
I remember we
I
were
guess
fucking
I'm
with
gonna be the.
we were fucking with TJ
Yeah.
in Europe. We're like, because Ben was like, there might be a guy comes up to because Monica was with us. Like, might be a guy that come up to we'll come up to you guys and be like, I am Claudio.
Oh my God! Hold on. I just thought
Now
of a story.
TJ's
now that you
name
said
is
that.
Tomas.
Dude, remember when we were at that that street cafe in Nice,
Yeah.
and that guy spilled the drink on Monica,
So sorry.
and he's like, "Oh, it is okay. I am, how do you say, Sadiq? I am Sadiq. You know this word."
Yeah.
It's like, it is man who, when he makes love to a woman, he beats her. I'm like, oh, you mean like sadist? Like, yeah. So when I hurt you, really, it is because I love you.
Yeah, yep. It was a French waiter.
Yeah.
And then he was like, you have beautiful eyes.
Scotty's like, oh.
No, I didn't give a shit. I was like, whatever, just get this shit off the fucking table.
Nope, Scotty was threatened by the waiter.
Well, I was not. He was like fucking middle
He
aged.
challenged the waiter to a duel
Oh
He
yeah.
slapped him across the face with a glove.
with a glove. Whoosh.
I challenge you to a duel, sir.
And they dueled right there in the street cafe, knocking tables over and shit.
Yeah, he's dead now.
It's going to be in the Drunken Peasants movie.
The Drunken Peasants movie. 3 CIA operatives go to visit Europe. What happens next is gonna...
Remember,
Ben is going to be played by Jared Leto.
what?
I'm gonna fuck your ass and then you're going to be humble.
I don't believe
humble,
you, Iron
TJ.
Sheik. You've been talking that shit a long time. You ain't fucked my ass
Remember when we were
once yet.
walking and we compared ourselves to the Shield?
Yeah.
Damn
Yeah.
it.
And you were saying, like, you know, do you remember Seth Rollins when he was in the Shield, though? Because we were discussing which characters we were. Seth Rollins was like the really calm guy that didn't show his true colors until he betrayed everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
So that's you, Ben.
Yeah.
Piece of shit.
I'm fucking gonna betray you, TJ. He's gonna walk up and hit you in the back.
I have a
with
bone to
chair.
pick with you, TJ.
That's two, Ben.
I read that you said that you wanted Roman Reigns to win
Yep.
over Neville.
Yep.
What?
Yeah, yeah. Is it
that
because you
true?
think he's cute?
No.
Is that it?
No.
Why the fuck do you? What? Why, TJ? Why?
Because I know they're going to be giving him a push anyway, and it's like I think he's paid enough of his dues to
No,
deserve it.
he hasn't.
Yes, he has.
garbage, TJ. Are you fucking kidding?
Neville had his teeth knocked out. That's like paying your dues.
I think,
Roman Reigns.
I think Reigns has delivered on.
He's
some
a
big-
fucking Reigns
Roman Reigns got
apologist.
injured and sat on his ass.
He's such a
for
fucking
6
Reigns
months.
apologist, dude.
He thinks he's cute.
He had a hernia.
That's
Oh my!
He did.
You're a fucking apologist.
A lot of these wrestlers have to take time off for injuries. Come on.
I don't care if I'm taking time for injuries. I don't think he deserves to be champion, TJ.
I don't think he deserves to be champion either, but I know they're going to push him like that, and
Oh.
it seemed like he was over enough with the crowd to deserve it as well. I know it's like a 50-50 thing, but so is it with Cena, and they like to push his ass.
Wow, you're using Cena
they like to
for your
push
argument
something
now.
into his ass.
Ben, TJ resorted to Cena.
Vince's.
That's pretty sad.
I would have been just as good with Neville, though. I mean,
No. You said you
No.
wanted Reigns to win and then Neville.
yeah,
So
but I would have been just as good with either.
Neville
Reigns
should
was
have
your
won.
number one.
Neville should have won.
Let's just agree that no one is worse than Sheamus.
You're just trying to divert the subject here.
I'm not trying. I'm just trying to find common ground.
Let's all assume that it's same. You know, Sheamus sucks. Like, yeah, he sucks, but still, Roman Reigns should not have won.
No.
Nah.
Yeah, I don't know. He delivered solidly.
Oh my God!
You guys are just
You're
you're just stuck in this mindset from after the fucking Royal Rumble.
I'm not stuck in a mindset.
Yes,
I've watched
you
it.
are.
Oh no, I've watched
Yes,
the
you are.
matches.
You're
no,
not,
I haven't. No, no.
You're not judging him fairly. You're.
Oh, my, I'm biased.
You
You're
guys have
biased.
these fucking bias.
You're biased too for him.
Yeah.
because I've been looking at his work objectively.
Oh, you were looking at objectively. Give me a fucking
look at
break.
Roman Reigns. He's got big muscles and
big.
long hair. Oh,
I actually think Neville is more attractive. So fuck you.
I don't know.
Oh, whatever, TJ.
I think he's lying now.
I think he's lying too.
Why would I lie about what I'm attracted to?
Just to prove your point.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Well, anyway, now that
doesn't
we've
mean I
established
did.
TJ is a liar,
Just means I would.
we're gonna move on. Here's a video.
Canada!
Why I hate people who aren't feminists.
Good.
So,
So
I wanted to talk to you about feminism. And more
You go
importantly,
exhale.
what comes into my mind when people say
Comes
that
into your
they're
mouth? What?
not a feminist.
I'm not a
Because
feminist.
it can go one of two ways, okay? Sometimes I feel
a lot of T-Rexes.
like
saying
I want
that.
to reassure people, especially men when they say they're not feminists. I want to say, look, you've got it all wrong, okay?
Wrong.
Feminism is not about hating men. It's not about wanting to oppress men at the expense of... No. Yeah, it's not wanting to oppress men.
Well, you know, it's kind of hard to say that when you actually look at the actions of so many feminists. I mean, just look at Anita Sarkeesian's trying to bully the game industry and say, oh, well, I'm not advocating for censorship, but then her puppet master, I think his name is John
Not about
McIntosh,
hating.
you see him
Yeah.
on Twitter saying things like, you know, things that are presented in fantasy should be viewed as an extension of reality, and they should just be treated the same. So does that mean that if someone's murdered in a fantasy, that means that you really want to murder somebody? Like all the
Yeah.
people who wrote and created the show Dexter should all be charged as serial
Yeah.
killers? I mean,
They
how
all
far
wanna
do you go
it.
with this fucking
They all
premise?
want to kill people.
Or what about the feminists who crashed the MRA rallies and speeches, sent in bomb threats when a Voice for Men tried to do their rally, or the feminists that showed up with megaphones and screamed to the point where people in the audience couldn't hear and pulled the fire alarm illegally.
TJ,
I mean,
those feminists were just trying to defend their rights.
That kind of behavior kind of goes against
the patriarchy.
And I mean, I understand there's lots of feminists who aren't like that, but there are also a lot that are. So I don't think you could just say we're totally divorced from them.
Painting feminists with a broad brush.
And feminism's about men too.
Yeah,
and I want to tell them that feminists do care that men get less paternity leave and rights over their children.
Damn right they do.
I want to tell them that women
Feminism for the
do
win,
care
buddy.
that the suicide rate for men is fucking sky high, and it's awful.
Okay, are you talking about what feminism thinks, or are you talking about what you think? And then saying, well, I'm a feminist, and this is what I think, so that's what feminism thinks. Because if you actually go read their rhetoric on places like Tumblr and Twitter and Facebook or any social media that they've discovered and embraced, a lot of what you're saying just doesn't jive with that.
Sounds like a lot of mansplaining, TJ.
Okay, I'm sorry.
A lot of mansplaining, TJ.
Sorry, honey.
TJ.
I'll go back to the woodshed and work with my wood.
There you go. There you go, dude. Back to the woodshed with you.
Pine.
Feminists are bothered about gender roles in children and how boys are taught not to cry. I want to tell them all that. And I feel quite sympathetic towards them. I mean, they felt pushed out. They felt.
It's kind of a little stupid random fact, but it's actually physiologically harder for men to cry.
Good.
Like it's not necessarily an emotional thing. It's like something with our tear ducts.
Good.
Really?
Yeah.
Crying for pussies like you, TJ.
Excluded, they felt that this movement for equality is not for them, when in actual fact feminism is for everyone. And I just want to open my arms wide and welcome them in and say, hey,
come into the fold of feminism.
You're invited.
I'll come into a fold.
But then other times, like
one of your
today,
fucking fat rolls.
I just feel angry at people who say they're not feminists.
Okay, this is a semantics
I feel
argument,
that
basically. It's basically one of those people, it's like,
days
I'm an inclusive
should know
feminist, and, I don't understand why people are against this, because, like, I'm perfectly reasonable, and, like, it's, it's basically the same that we see. I'm a reasonable person, these men seem reasonable, why don't they want to be part of my movement, or whatever. And it's just because of all the crazy people in that, in the feminist movement, like the Anita Sarkeesian types, the types where it's like you have to get explicit permission to have sex with somebody in such a way, and it's like nodding or doing this is not enough, and it's like, and even if they say yes, you still might have pressured them, you still might be a bad person. It's all like an endless series of what ifs. You know what I mean? So I think that we should just move away from the term feminist and move to a more, if they want to say this, a more inclusive term where it just includes everyone, doesn't really connotate just one gender. That's the problem with feminism, is really that's the connotation in people's mind, is it's all about women.
So what is it? Is that egalitarianism?
Yeah, something more like along the lines of that, because that's really what makes more sense anyway. Instead of viewing problems as like, some problems obviously do disproportionately affect women or men. But I mean, I don't really see the whole feminist movement is really more addressing that. I think
if you actually study like feminist theory, there's a lot more to it than just men and women's is equal. It's like you have to accept their version of history, their interpretation of the entire social system.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot more you have to buy into than just men and women are equal.
Yeah.
If it was that simple, of course I'd be a fucking feminist. I'd be like, yeah, I'm TJ, I'm a feminist, I believe in equality, that's fine. But it's not just that. And I'm tired of this constant misrepresentation.
I'm
tired.
Feminism is.
Tired of
they should know
being
that feminism
admired.
is nothing more than wanting the sexes to be equal.
No!
That's just not true. I mean, if you listen to the rhetoric of a lot of people who claim to be feminists, and I'm not saying I can define what a feminist is better than anyone else, it's just not true. Some feminists do believe like you, but a lot don't. And there's just thousands and thousands of people out there who just agree with this rhetoric and they buy into it wholesale. And I mean, you can say that about pretty much anything, politics, whatever. But the fact remains that you can't just say, oh, this entire movement is just a force for good, and why don't you guys want to be a part of it? It's not that simple. It's an oversimplification of a very complex issue.
Yep.
In wanting the sexes to have equal rights in the eyes of the law, and when it comes to inheritance, etc., etc.
Wait a minute. Is there any sort of thing in U.S. law that makes it harder for women to inherit?
Well, she doesn't sound like she's from the U.S.
Well, whatever.
So I don't know.
I mean, I guess there could be something with that there, but I mean, like, is there something like that here? I mean, I don't know. I'm not familiar with I'm not familiar with the inheritance laws of like Western countries across the world.
I mean, they could be different, but I can't imagine any place in Western Europe that would be a huge impediment to women, you know, basically inheriting property. I mean, I could be wrong, but I don't think that's
Maybe
the case.
someone in our audience knows something about that. We do read the comments, at least I do.
Yeah.
All positive, of course.
Feminism is a buzzword lately.
Buzzword.
Beyonce is talking about it. Taylor Swift is talking about it. Emma Watson is talking about it. You can't turn on the news or even go onto Facebook without something about gender and feminism making headlines. Whether it's from something as small as Robin Thicke's blurred lines to something as huge as female genital mutilation or banning the burqa. Feminism is everywhere. And so if you say you're not a feminist, there's only two kind of possibilities. You're either a sexist and therefore a fucking awful person and a scumbag, or you're just ignorant. You've not bothered to educate.
It's an ignorant statement to make, because there's only two possibilities.
Right.
You know, I mean, this false dichotomy that people go, you're either this, you're that. I mean, it's like saying in America, either you're a Democrat or you're a Republican.
Right.
I mean, come on. Either you drink Coke or you drink Pepsi.
Yourself when all the resources are there right in front of you. So both of those things are not okay. Someone that is just ignorant.
I agree that sexism is not okay, but I don't think that someone being sexist makes them like a terrible human being on every level.
Right.
So
That sexism exists is no better than the upper middle class white person that sits in their mansion with their staff and says, oh, I don't think racism is a problem in this country.
Upper middle class have mansions.
Yeah. That's the
And
wealthy
everyone
people
else,
have
especially
mansions.
people of colour, just facepalm in unison because, of course, racism is a problem in this country.
Which country is she from, anyway?
It's not the job of people of colour to educate white, ignorant people about racism.
Sorry, but if someone's ignorant and doesn't believe there's a problem, those are the people you actually do need to educate if you believe there's a problem. That's like saying, oh, you know, there's a problem with, like, you know, our society. Like, you know, let's say, for example, we think taxes are too high. Shouldn't you try to convince people, like, you know, of your beliefs and say, I don't know anything about taxes. Well, here's the information we're going to push to do. Whether it's propaganda or not, you'd want those people to have information, because that's how you make a decision. You don't make a decision based upon you hear something and then just decide. That's a stupid way to look at a problem.
About racial oppression and institutional racism. It's not the job of people of colour to educate white people about that. We need to educate ourselves.
Yeah, there's individual
And
responsibility,
likewise,
sure.
it's not the job of women to educate men about sexism.
Because
it's not my
because
job.
Only men can be sexist. You know, I mean, this is like so many assumptions. Oh, because it's not women's job to tell men they're sexist, or I perceive this to be sexist. The men just need to somehow have a spontaneous realization that I'm a sexist and just change their ways.
A lot of the thing, I mean, you know, there's certain things is contentious whether or not it is sexism. Just because she says it's sexism doesn't mean it is. Like the street harassment thing. I agree if someone's like, hey, baby, nice titties or something. Okay, yeah, that's probably sexist, but a lot of times it's like some guy on the street will be like, hey, oh my God, street harassment, sexism.
What if a woman asks me a question or you a question? I feel I'm being sexually harassed by this
Holy
woman.
shit,
I don't know
this
what
bitch
her
is harassing
I don't
me.
know what her intentions are.
She thinks I'm just property
It's not
for
fucking
her.
Beyonce's job. It's not Emma Watson's job. It's your job. You have a responsibility, not just for the sake of your mothers and your sisters and your girlfriends and your female friends, but you have a responsibility for yourself as a decent, moral human being
Oh, you got
to
me
educate
pegged all wrong there,
yourself
shit.
about feminism, i.e. gender equality.
Okay, I have educated myself.
And-
I've educated myself on it by actually talking to feminists and reading their literature and fucking saturating myself with that shit for years now. And I can honestly say, I'm not sexist, I'm not ignorant, and I still don't choose to call myself a feminist. So fuck you.
Don't tell me that you believe in equal rights, but you just don't like the word feminism. Who gives a flying fuck if you don't like the word?
I do.
It's a word.
Bitch.
Why sit
If it's just a
and
word,
argue
then why do you
about
care about it?
semantics?
Why you make a video about it? Doesn't make
When-
any sense. Like, it's just a word. It's like, exactly.
It's just a word,
The
but if
idea-
you don't embrace it,
the
you're
ideas are more important than the word. So what you're saying is that what one sentence, this is an important thing to identify yourself as, but the next sentence, oh, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, it's amazing how the weight of the word changes depending on your need. Clever bit of sophistry, huh?
Right.
And girls are getting their fucking genitals hacked off when they're getting
Not in
gang
my
raped.
neighborhood.
Who gives a fuck about lexicon then?
Obviously you do.
Nobody.
Hold on. What are you saying? That if I don't use the word feminist, I can't be against female genital mutilation?
Nope.
Huh?
You're pro genital mutilation.
I could
TJ.
still be totally against that and not call myself a fucking feminist.
No, you can't.
Impossible.
Okay.
You're for it, TJ.
If you don't call yourself a feminist, you're in favor of female genital mutilation.
When TJ
Except
heard they
you.
banned it in Nigeria, he cried. He's like,
It's like
not tears of joy, tears of sorrow. They can't keep
Sitting
doing
there.
that to
the
women.
last great bastion of man has fallen. No.
Fucking pedantic little hut cackling because you were right and maybe feminism is a bad word. Well, no, I'm fucking sorry. I'm not gonna campaign for this movement to be called the egalitarian movement. No, I'm not gonna sugarcoat things. I don't give a fuck if you don't like the term feminism.
Well,
I don't
give
care.
a fuck.
It
if
doesn't
you don't
fuck
give a
about-
fuck.
I don't give a fuck about your nonsense. Your beliefs are just out of whack. They're disorganized. They're not logical. And it's just insipid to say, I don't care if you actually want this to be more inclusive. I want it to be like this. And if you don't like it, fuck you. So this video started off with this kind of this, I guess, false, inclusive, modest tone. And then it just shifted you just need to do what we fucking say. Obey your feminist masters.
Matter. It's a word. You can call it whatever the fuck you like. It's gender equality. And if you don't believe in gender equality, then you're a prick. And if you aren't actively standing up and speaking out for the rights of women, every day, even little things like when a woman is talked over in the boardroom, or when she's patronised,
Dude, I
or
talk
when
over
she's
everyone.
catcalled, or
I know.
What? It's like any little thing. It's like when a woman is talked over. It's like, have you ever been in a group of people? People get talked over all the time. It has nothing to do with sexism. It's like people like to hear the sound of their own voice.
Right. I mean, no one in the group stands up when it's like, "Hey, you just talked over Joe, you piece of shit." That's why I hate they always say "Oh, we're equal, so here's our list of special rights we want. Here's how you guys should behave around women. If a woman is talked over, fucking stand up for her because she needs a strong man to save her."
Yeah, damsel in
She's
distress.
a damsel in distress. Fuck you. You're such
When
a
she's-
piece of shit. You're not even a feminist. You don't believe in gender equality. I believe in it more than you fucking do. And you just demonstrated that to me 100%. You're a fucking hypocritical, stupid-ass motherfucker.
touched inappropriately at work. If you don't stand up and stop that,
They
if you
usually
don't
don't
call
do it in
out
front of
your
other
friends
people. Like,
on their
"Hey, everyone,
banter-
I'm molesting the secretary. Look at me."
Yeah.
Usually they wait. Usually the fucking scary boss man waits until, she's alone with, in the little dining area or something.
Not to mention, if you read any stories about shit in America like that, if someone even gets a wind of that, there's a bunch of people reporting it and like, oh my god, this is wrong.
Right.
It's not like, who cares, boys club, you get it this week, I get it next week. Yeah.
See, he's sampling the local office meat.
baby.
The molester squad.
When they're joking about rape, then you were part of the problem.
Yeah, if you laugh at jokes, you're bad.
Everyone says Hitler's so bad because he killed so many people, and yeah, he was so bad. But do you know who else was bad? The people that sat back and let it happen.
Oh my god.
The people that went along with it.
No.
Because
wow, this is just
No.
We've had like 2 things in a few days about like that child could have grown up to be the next Adolf Hitler.
No. That's wrong.
Yeah, it's like these people. It's like plenty of people were against the Nazis. Like they just were killed.
if you say that you're not a feminist, you're literally sticking 2 fingers up at the fact that in this country, in the United Kingdom, this first world privileged country,
Sticking 2 fingers up. Like that.
1 in 5 women will be the victim of a sexual assault in their lifetime. And 1 in 4 women will be a victim of domestic violence. If you don't believe in feminism, you're saying that you don't care that every week 2 women are killed by a current or former partner.
No.
And that 1 in 5 women and girls has an eating disorder.
What does that have to do with...
What the fuck's that have to do with anything?
What does it have to do with misogyny? Like, we're forcing girls to not eat?
Not to mention most feminist, not feminine, but feminist statistics turn out to be just totally bogus to begin with.
I just don't get that at all. I thought eating disorders were like mental
because
disorders.
they say it's like societal pressure.
I don't think it is. I think it's a mental disorder that happens to people.
Unrealistic body images pushed on them by the patriarchy, man.
I don't know.
Obviously. You don't know, Ben, because you haven't looked at my honor shoes.
You're shrugging your shoulders at the fact that all across the world, children as young as 7, as young as 5, are being married off to 70-year-old men who will rape them and probably beat them and basically keep them as slaves.
If you're not a feminist, you support that. 100%.
Oh yeah, I totally support that, of course. Who doesn't?
You're saying that you don't care. That in countries hand in hand with the US.
So just to clarify, because this is so fucking ridiculous. If we don't call ourselves feminists, we don't care about all the shit that she's talking about right now.
None of it.
We're just like,
child sexual slavery.
And women being beaten and women being raped. We're just like, fuck that shit.
Like,
women are chattel anyway.
Saudi Arabia. Women are not allowed to drive or leave the house without a male relative. These are countries that are literally hand in hand with the...
That's because the religion of peace, which you guys all pretty much give a pass, so don't be culturally insensitive, don't insult their religion. Well, Islam is the reason why, Wahhabism is the most prominent, basically flavor of Islam in that basically region of the world. And it's very strict, and women can't drive. Women can't really do much. They're pretty much oppressed. But it's more to do with religion than we're not feminist enough.
Yeah, and most feminists are the first ones to defend Islam. Like, oh, you attacked Islam, you're racist.
US. And we don't care. Well, people that aren't feminists don't care, because who gives a fuck about women, right? People have it easy. Women are equal to men. Don't make me fucking laugh. Women are not equal to men. When a woman is asked to justify why she was wearing a short skirt or why she was intoxicated on the night of her rape,
I guarantee you if I wore a short skirt, people would be asking me why as well.
Different reasons, though.
Sure.
It's not equality that hundreds and thousands of women every year are trafficked across borders and forced to work as sex slaves in brothels and massage parlours and on street corners. That is not equality. And it's
Well, I would say
society is not exactly endorsing any of that.
Well, I would say better regulation of things like brothels and shit like that would probably help to avoid.
Yeah,
it's basically we've created a black market. Well, you know, it's a U.S. solution to everything. In a lot of countries' solutions, it's like we don't want it, so we'll ban it. In that way, it'll get rid of it because there'll be criminal penalties. That doesn't work. If people want something like sex or drugs, they can get it, even if it's by illegal means.
People still do drugs in countries where they literally execute you for doing drugs.
Yeah, like Singapore.
Yeah, it doesn't. It hasn't stopped them from having drugs.
No.
not fucking equality when there is a female Secretary of State who is running for president and she's asked what fashion designers she likes
because the male candidates aren't treated superficially at all. I don't like his hair. Oh, he had that Botox injection.
Right. Remember, Obama didn't wear the American flag pin on his lapel.
What's wrong with him?
Yeah.
Obama's hair is getting gray.
Yep.
Clinton is
Obama
Yeah.
has mom jeans. I remember that.
Clinton being fat was a big one.
Male candidates are put under the same type of scrutiny for the same type of superficial bullshit. You just don't see it because you're not looking for it. With this hypervigilance that you search for every single injustice against women happening everywhere and then make it into this global conspiracy in your mind.
Screenshot.
Mm-hmm.
In the run-up to elections, she's asked what fashion designers she likes. Debates are had about Hillary Clinton's haircut and her cleavage and her shoes.
Cleavage.
Sarah Palin as well.
I haven't really seen Hillary Clinton
Sarah
sport too much
Palin?
cleavage.
No, Sarah Palin showed it, but not Hillary Clinton.
God, Sarah Palin is the worst example of a female politician. Just like a total... The minute she had any publicity, I don't give a shit about public service. Put me on a reality show and give me a book deal.
I resign as governor of Alaska.
So I
No
can
one
pursue my career
talks
as a
about their
celebrity.
policies, or if they do, they talk about what they fucking look like first. They talk
That's
about
American politics, motherfucker.
I've never cared what the female politicians look like, ever. That's never been my thing. Like, wow, that woman is so ugly, I would never vote for her.
Can't vote for someone that's ugly or fat or whatever.
I really don't care when it comes to politics. Why would I care about
Hell,
that?
just a couple fucking shows ago, we were making fun of how fat Chris Christie is.
Yeah.
So it's not like this treatment is like exclusively given to women candidates.
But I would not discriminate against a female candidate, because she was old and unattractive. Why would I give a shit about that at all?
I don't know if I'm going to vote at all or if I'm going to vote for Hillary Clinton at some point or what, but, how much I want a boner is not going to be a factor.
Well, in all fairness, that might be a factor for you, TJ. Would I rather have Bernie or Hillary? Get to.
Oh, Bernie is sexier. Come on.
EMS and how they're boner killers and ball breakers and how they've got nagging voices. Does that sound like equality to you?
Yeah.
Because
I haven't heard anyone say that
to me.
except like Republicans.
And
that
it doesn't
hate
sound
them.
like it to the millions of women all around the world who are getting beaten and tortured and raped and silenced and used as war booty and a whole fucking range of things. But you know what? When you stand up and publicly denounce a movement that is all about gender equality,
It's not all about it.
You're such a
you're
liar.
at best trivializing and ignoring that. And at worst, you're condoning it. You're even supporting it.
This is just so ridiculous.
So if you're not with us, you support all of these horrible things.
Like, you are with us or against us. There is no middle ground.
Neutrality is impossible.
So,
There's
are
no
you a feminist?
Switzerland's.
Because I am. And I'm not going to apologize for being angry. I know that misogynists of the internet are going to crawl out of the woodwork and throw insults at me and try and debate with me, because that's what these people do. But you know what? I'm not having the debate.
Good.
So yet again, I'm not going to debate anyone. I'm just going to put my opinion out there. I know I'm right, and that's all there is to it. What an open-minded individual.
Because if
misogynist
you
like
do
Scotty
not
come out
see
of the
yourself
woodwork.
as someone
Came out of
on
the
my
woodwork.
side and on the side
Literally.
of gender equality,
Yep.
then your opinion is irrelevant, because it's just wrong.
Wrong.
And yeah, you know what? There is such a
Because we
thing
know
as-
being wrong is the only thing that matters when it comes to opinions. You can be totally wrong about global warming, but if you're the CEO of a fucking giant oil company, your opinion, just because it's wrong, doesn't really matter. It can still have a huge impact. That's just the fucking such a stupid statement.
having an opinion that's wrong. If your opinion is
Your opinion is
reprehensible,
wrong.
if it's sexist or racist or classist or anything
Which
like
you seem
that,
to be.
then no, I am not obligated to
You realize
align
that
myself with
classism
you
still
and
applies to
interact
upwards
with you and to
classism,
listen
right?
to you.
Remember
I'm not.
earlier when you were
So,
talking about the upper middle class
fuck
and their
you,
mansions?
And see ya.
Yeah, the upper middle class and their mansions. Like, where do the upper middle class have mansions? Mansions are generally reserved for the wealthy. It's
But
like,
also, that's classism.
yeah, of course.
But I mean, I don't care.
That is classism. That's funny.
It's not just when you hate poor people and you're rich. It can be when you hate rich people and you're poor. And I'm classist in that sense, honestly, but whatever.
Yeah, if Tito's rich, he'd be like, the rich get it too hard. I could teach you to being like that easily.
All right, so our next video here is entitled "How Democrats Win Votes."
By cheating.
Cheating ass Democrats.
Oh, I know you like this guy.
Oh, yeah, he's great. He's always so logical.
Everybody, not a video request. I'm
He's
gonna
doing
explain
this one out of pure passion, folks. No one paid him for this.
Not a video request, guys. Not a video request.
I'm making this because I felt it.
Because he's a real American. He cares about this country, TJ. He wants this country to be successful. He wants it to go back to its capitalist roots as a free country and nation.
I like to boil politics and economics down to the simplest elements, because that's really all it is. And once you understand these basic
Once you just simplify everything and get rid of all the complexity and nuance, it all makes
Politics
sense.
is like a fucking hornet's nest. It's completely complex and out of reach and understanding of the average person, because we don't even know what happens behind closed doors. We don't really know what happens when laws are written. We have ideas, like we know we know lobbyists exist. We know special interests exist. We don't actually know what happens, when these laws are written that then affect all of us. So it's not just this simple matter of like, our nice senator goes to Washington and is like, let's write a law. That's not how it works,
I'm sure he doesn't think that's how it works, but the thing is, like,
But I'm saying that
trying to boil things down to their simplest form just because then it seems more graspable doesn't mean you're coming closer to the truth.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying it's far more complex, especially with politics, than just what he's saying.
elements of politics and economics and all these various social sciences, which is a euphemism. They're not sciences. They're at most common sense, if not lessons and mores and laws learned through the course of human trial and error over 2 million years. It's very simple to understand that.
2 million years.
You'll see that watching
2 million years.
Yeah, I don't know.
The human species isn't even 2 million years old, is it? I don't believe that it is. I think it's like 250,000 years old.
I've never heard anyone say humans are 2 million years old. I don't think that's correct. Whatever.
Meet the Press, or This Week in Washington, is just like watching the dipshits on ESPN analyze a game, or the dipshits on not MSNBC, what is it? CNBC analyze the financial markets. And we're going to explain how the Democrats get their votes. We'll do another video later on how
That's
the
actually a
Republicans
terrible
get their votes. We're
analogy.
going to explain
why.
The experts on ESPN, like most people who, let's say let's say they're doing analysis of like college basketball. Most of them are former coaches or players. They're experts at the game. That's a horrible analogy.
Usually, it's all coaches and former coaches and former players,
Former star players generally,
and then like one journalist, like broadcast journalist guy. Is normally how they do it.
That's why that's a terrible analogy.
But they're stupid. They don't know anything about
They're a bunch
sport.
of dipshits.
Yeah, according to him.
The guys that win all the Super
These
Bowls,
people
the
who have
championships.
immersed their lives into this game and have actually demonstrated acumen for it. What the fuck do they know?
Yeah, what do they know?
Bunch of fucking retards.
Urban Meyer was a college football analyst on ESPN, and then Ohio State offered him the job, and then he left and won the national title after being retired.
But
for
while
a few
doesn't know
years.
anything.
But while he was
knows
on
nothing.
ESPN, he was a
Dipshit.
retard, though. Retard. Doesn't know the sport. Just a dumbass.
Yeah, these people that study politics their entire life and just immerse themselves in Washington, they don't really understand anything about it.
Not like he does.
This guy knows what's what.
Yeah.
Quickly how Democrats do, and it's very quick. It's not complicated.
Okay.
The Democrats get their votes by realizing that they can take the money of the rich, which are few, and bribe the masses that are not as rich, sometimes middle class, sometimes poor. And that's it. That's how very simple the Democrats get their votes.
it.
They say,
It's so simple,
That's
guys.
it. It's just all there is. Nothing else. Just that. That alone.
The party of big money is clearly the Republican Party. I understand what he's saying. He's basically making a taxation argument. It's like basically Democrats want to tax rich people to pay for social services for, the bottom 80%.
It's so horrible.
there's very few. This is a democracy. A rich person's vote counts just as much as a poor person's. There's a lot more poor people, so we're going to go and we're going to take the rich's money and give it to the poor. Now, you are going to say, well, that's fair. That's just no, because that's theft. Okay, if you wanted equal taxes, you would, if you want to be really fair about it, you would pay the
Scotty.
taxes of the various goods that you consume.
This is like... This basically sounds like he's making the flat tax argument, where he's saying, hey, the rich are actually disproportionately taxed. Look, over 50% of people pay no income tax.
I wonder, though, specifically how you react to the idea that it's theft.
It's theft. Is this guy a libertarian? Because he sounds kind of
He's
like
a libertarian.
He sounds like a libertarian. I mean, obviously, look, we had Adam Kokesh on the show. He was basically talking about force. And if you read the laws of the United States, basically, when you read the tax code specifically, it's basically you're forced to pay taxes. Taxes are not optional. And taxes are actually part of the Constitution, which is interesting enough because most people say, I love the Constitution, but the income tax is part of the Constitution of the United States. Obviously, they are actually being forced to pay the tax because obviously there's severe consequences if you don't pay your taxes. But everyone else is too. I mean, so if they consider it theft, they have to consider everyone being the money being taken from them. But currently we use money to fund social services. Before we use tariffs. So, I mean, is he advocating we go back to tariffs? I mean, what is his solution to eliminate income tax?
Well, if he's like the typical libertarian, and I don't know his position
He
specifically.
probably wants to privatize everything.
But yeah, they usually want everything to be privatized and handled through private charitable foundations.
I don't think that's a good idea.
Certain
think it's
things
feasible.
should not be for-profit companies.
Yeah, I don't think healthcare should be for profit, for example.
Why not,
Right.
Scotty?
Why not? Well, if there's a profit motive, then if it costs more to save your life than to let you die, I'm obviously going to want to let
Wouldn't
you die.
you agree, originally the company or the TV show that ended up becoming TLC originally was a educational channel.
Yeah, the Learning Channel.
Yeah, and before that they specialized on showing space shuttle
Yeah,
missions.
NASA stuff, yeah.
Yeah, so you take something like that, that's a for-profit company, and look what it ends up becoming. It ends up becoming fucking Honey Boo Boo Child.
Honey Boo
And
Boo
shit.
Child.
No fucking lie. All
it is.
Yeah, it's shitty reality shows
We were
now.
talking about the pan-resistant antibiotics and how it's not even really profitable to create new antibiotics.
You take something
to
like
deal with them.
You take something like PBS, that is an educational network.
Yeah.
That is funded by the public and donations.
Which I think is good.
And it never ends up having fucking Honey Boo Boo or anything like that on it.
That's why it's really important.
excellent
That's why it's
Ken
important
Burns
to have things that are
documentaries.
not about profit, not about advertising. They're about just something good in the world. That's how we create a civilized society, is by having forces of good that educate people, that teach people. It's like, look at the decline in people who have religious beliefs and attend church and all that. That's because people are becoming more educated. And if education is simply something that's reserved for the rich, like it was for such a long time, I mean, it's not really in touch. People are not out of touch of these ideas.
Could you
they
imagine
can't
if there were
access the information.
for-profit libraries,
Yeah.
that kind of shit?
It's ridiculous.
Isn't that just like a bookstore? at that point.
That's right. That's pretty much what it would be. It'd be pretty much a bookstore. I mean, maybe you could have
Books
a loan
aren't
model.
cheap either.
No, they're not cheap. They're not. I mean, look, if you invest in a library and you buy those books, so many people can check out those books and obtain that knowledge for free.
Could you imagine if every road was a toll road? Like, someone, in order for a road to be built, someone who actually owns the land has to decide to build the road on it. And then anytime someone wants to drive on it, they have to pay a toll.
Well,
Yeah.
when fire departments were for profit, people would show up and be like, you had to like buy a fire department service, and buy a little sticker you put on your house, and if you didn't have it, they just let it burn.
That's the same thing with we were on this tour of Rome, and that's something I already knew. But Marcus Crassus, which was a very rich businessman in Rome, basically he would show up to the scenes of fires and say, "I own the fire department. I want to negotiate the price of your house." And what he would do is he would basically wait until the more your house burned, basically the lower the price an offer he would give you. I mean, that just shows you. That's the kind of society we would have.
We've had situations like that here in the U.S. where, like, the city fire department goes out to the fucking, outlying areas that aren't under their jurisdiction, and the people there have to pay a fee on spot. And there have been news stories that I believe we've even covered on here.
Oh, I know you're referring to. Actually, if you haven't paid the fee in advance, even if you offer to pay on the spot, they can't help you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it was a bill that they didn't pay. That's the truth.
You have to pay it. It's a county bill. If you don't pay it, and they look it up, and you haven't paid it, sorry, your house burns down. Call your insurance company.
Yeah. Hope you had fire insurance.
And I mean, look, there's private things that are good. It's like, there's plenty of business opportunity for people to start a private enterprise, like a restaurant or a store or whatever. That doesn't really need that needs to be regulated. It doesn't need to be necessarily done by the government. But I mean, certain things, it is good to have taxpayer-funded things that anyone can use, and we've seen that with healthcare. We've seen that with libraries and roads, and there's infrastructure, and there's other things like that we should fund more. And it's kind of interesting when you look at especially the U.S., how Republicans want to cut all those things and basically fund the Pentagon, the military more. And it's like, look, we've already overfunded this shit. We don't even know where this money is going. The money is being misspent. It's being wasted. Put the money into something that's actually going to benefit people. And that's really the problem in this country. They talk about, voting. If the poor really voted, we'd have a totally different society, because these people don't vote. That's why we have the society we do have. The society right now we have benefits people who are rich, overwhelmingly.
We could go into a debate about what that is, but the poor and the middle income come nowhere near paying what they consume in government services. If you want, go ahead and look this up.
They don't have any money. What do you want them to do? Make money appear out of nowhere?
40%.
They subsist.
So this bullshit about the rich not paying their fair share is exactly that. But the larger point is that this is not
the rich do not pay their fair share of taxes. What a joke! If you're an economics expert, you know that these people have tax havens overseas, and they don't even bring their money back unless they get a tax holiday, which they pay almost nothing to bring their fucking profits back from overseas. And if they're not allowed to do it, they'll just keep that money overseas and pay almost no income tax. What a joke. The rich don't avoid paying taxes. Of course they do. The capital gains tax under Bush was cut from 35%, 30% to 15%. I mean, it's what he's saying is ridiculous. Rich people always avoid paying taxes because they have lawyers, they have accountants, they can move their money around internationally. They have options of what to do with their income. This is nonsense to say the rich don't avoid taxes. Yes, they do. There's so much evidence for it.
More than theft. Okay, you are saying we're going to take other people's money and give it to you.
I don't want to belabor it, but most fucking poor people work jobs where they take their income tax out of their paycheck. W-2s. Canada, what is it, T4, whatever. So, I mean, it's just kind of ridiculous. Oh, these people don't pay their fair share. They pay it when they get paid.
You're like, okay, yeah, other people's money, yay. And,
yeah, that's what they say.
People don't care because they're frankly immoral. Now,
other people
if that isn't enough, here's the other.
I'm gonna buy a Lamborghini.
Look at this motherfucker. I don't know. It doesn't look like he's living in some sort of beautiful mansion.
He's a fucking pleb.
So he is just like middle class, somewhere in the middle class, I'm guessing.
Dude, I knew a fucking libertarian who was like, worked in the back like a shitty kitchen of some restaurant, like chain restaurant, for like no pay, and lived in like this hovel, and he was still saying this same shit, like, yeah, poor people are like a burden and shit. It's like, you're poor
And you're a burden.
He's like, no, because I don't take no handout, because that's theft.
Well, then you're just stupid.
I know,
because it's not theft.
Okay, so
I mean, it's not.
Well, that's kind of what they fail to realize. It's basically people say like Bernie Sanders like a socialist Democrat. It's like, what is wrong with socialism? I don't really get it. It's like people say it's so bad. It's like, so you think we should eliminate the fire department, the police, the military? You think all these things that are just funded by taxpayers should be eliminated? Yeah, the court system and all these different things. Our roads, we should stop funding those things. Like, you really are against that? Well, no, I'm not.
Yeah, I mean, I don't complain about the fact that I have to pay taxes. I complain about some of the shit that they do with the taxes. But the fact that I have to pay them, I'm fine with that. And if I had to, if I had to pay more taxes to help more people out, I'd gladly do that.
Isn't that like... I mean, like, that's the whole point of a society, right? Is that we're all supposed to contribute to it for the betterment of all?
Yes.
I thought that was what the whole society thing was.
But these people are all about the individual. It's like the individual to the extreme is all that matters. Only the individual's rights. But it's like, but if you just focus on each individual, that doesn't really help everyone, because some people will benefit more from certain policies and actions. And if there's 100 people and the policy in the village helps 10 people, but hurts 90, is that really good for everyone?
Here's another thing that I was thinking. Like, one of the worst economic problems that people, like 18 to 35 years old face is college debt. And there are other... Why couldn't they use... or make public college free?
I mean, I think that's an excellent point as well. I mean, the thing I kind of struggle to understand is, Obama at least has made some proposal about making community college free. Why can't
all 4 years be free?
Why can't public university be free as long as people meet some certain standards and requirements? Like, it's like anything else. Like,
yeah, take a test.
Take a test, do well in high school, and perform. And I mean, and the thing I don't really get is, we spend all this money on our military. We could easily fund these kinds of ideas, but instead we're spending money on the defense of this country, which doesn't really seem to be under threat unless you consider like Mexicans or something a threat.
ISIS.
Yeah, people are coming. People are coming out of, like a bachelor's degree with like $50,000 in debt. It's crazy.
Well, not only that, I mean, if there was some system like that, the cost would go way down because there'd be greater bargaining power. It's just like the same thing with healthcare. It's like when you have 50 different companies and you have all these different hospitals across the nation, and they do comparisons. There's some hospitals and procedures $10,000, another hospital in the U.S. it's $100,000. Does that make any sense? Of course not.
It just, I don't know. Yeah. I think we could afford to do a lot more things like, better healthcare and better education if maybe we scaled back the military.
We're a bunch of communists on this show. Bunch of damn goddamn dirty hippie comic queers.
We want our taxes to be distributed towards actual American society.
Yes.
Not contractors, not big corporations.
That's sick.
They don't need any help. Okay, it's not sick. But
I've never heard a more un-American notion in my life.
I'm not against them existing. They should pay their fair share of taxes, which they don't.
Bunch of leeches.
And they should be regulated, and they should basically be a good, if they're considered people, they should be good, members of our society. They should be helping people.
You need to read you some Ayn Rand, boy.
No thanks.
Read you some Ayn Rand. She gonna explain why you wrong.
That's not enough. The Democrats have an additional selling point.
Communism.
That is, they will come up with the excuse and rationalization as to why you deserve it. They will rationalize. I don't even call it theft. They will rationalize why you have the right to other person's money, which means why you have the right to other people's lives, why you have the right to be a parasite. And here
the
comes
parasite said no.
It's bullshit. It's lies for anyone with half an eye open.
So basically, it's straw man everyone into being communist. Like, we just want You know, it's this basically idea that people who want socialism just want to take everyone's bank account, dump it into a pile, and go, this is now everyone's money.
Right.
No one is here, at least on this show, is saying that.
No.
We're saying we do not want our fucking tax dollars to go to pointless shit like another war, or another corporation, or another private contract for someone else to make some money. We want our tax dollars to go to benefit actual people of this fucking country. What a novel idea.
Theft.
But this guy just sees it as, they're stealing my money. They're just taking my money.
It's not even his money. He's talking about like billionaires' money. You know.
How dare you ask Bill Gates to pay that much?
That is the propaganda about class, race, gender warfare. Rich white males. The book. It's always the go-to. That old standard. Rich white males. Hey, fuck those assholes. They got our money. Don't know how it's ours, but hey, they got it somehow.
Maybe you should have written something out for that before doing it. Yeah.
Wow, that just kind of was like awkward.
Yeah.
Working for
Rich
hard.
white males.
That's why
this
I'm not
song fucking fails.
Someone could probably remix that though. You never
Why
know.
would they? It's garbage.
Know.
Maybe they can make it sound cool.
Yeah,
that's
and the rich, they benefited unfairly, and they didn't earn that. And then, to show you the insanity. I mean, they're getting crazy now. What is it? This privilege bullshit. Anything where someone has more than them, that's privilege, and they got to give the money back to them. So you are privileged.
When I hear privilege, it's not usually about money.
Yeah, I don't think about it that way. Anyway, I don't know how much more time you want to spend on this guy.
None.
All right, we're gonna move on.
Zero.
I'm sure you guys will be interested in this next one because Wild Bill has announced who he's supporting for president. of the
Okay, everyone
United
take
States.
a guess. Do you already know, Ben?
Yeah.
Scotty, you guess.
Mike Huckabee.
You say Mike Huckabee? I'm going to say Ted Cruz.
Oh, Ted Cruz. That would have been a good one. I'll stick with Mike Huckabee.
It might be even some crazier fringe candidate I've never even fucking heard of.
Hello, everybody. Wild Bill for America here. People are always asking me who I'm for in the next presidential election. Well, normally I just ignore what I call the presidential horse pucky dance because it's usually a bunch of flip-floppers trying to impress people by promising stuff they have no intention of delivering. But this time around, there appears to be one guy who has been consistent in saying and doing the right things, and that is Ted Cruz. I have not yet met Ted, but I have met...
Yeah! TJ knows.
Well, I knew you were right. It said cruising for America.
Oh, yeah. That's
his
true.
dad several times, and I can tell you
I
this.
didn't even notice.
Ted Cruz was raised right. His dad is a man of honor with great respect for God and the biblical foundations of this nation.
Didn't we
Our
rip into one of his dad's
he's
videos
like
once
a
on the show?
pastor or something.
Yeah, we played one of his videos once, I think, and like
He's crazy.
He's fucking like totally a lunatic.
And has no problem speaking boldly for faith and freedom. The USA desperately needs a president who was raised with those values. Now, you can tell a lot about a man by his friends and his enemies. The worst politicians in Washington, D.C. despise Ted Cruz. He poses a serious threat to their gridlock politics that block any decent changes from being made.
Ted Cruz, that'll end gridlock.
Right.
Gridlock done.
Yeah, gridlock's over with. Ted Cruz is here, guys. Here I come to save the day.
When I think consensus builder, I think Ted fucking Cruz.
Yeah, not divisive asshole.
I believe the plan of the bad Republicans is to put up milquetoast, semi-liberal candidates who will not put up a fight. That way the Democrats keep the White House and the Republicans keep the Congress. That way they can just keep playing their gridlock games, enriching themselves while driving the USA over a cliff. I place a lot more hope in state elections than I do federal ones. But with Ted Cruz leading the pack in the presidential race, this might be a worthwhile battle to jump into. 2016 is the make it or break it year for the GOP. If John Boehner and the other rhinos succeed in forcing weak politicians on the ballot, then millions of us will finally walk away from the Republicans in disgust.
You're able,
with men like John Boehner.
The primaries are voted on by just Republican constituents. So
I got faith in the states.
John Boehner can't we're gonna get this guy in there. Like they can't. There's no way for them to do that.
Exactly. So I don't.
I mean, I think there's like 12 Republicans running right now. I mean,
Donald Trump is running.
Donald fucking Trump is
He
running.
does it all the time. He sucks.
He wants publicity. That's all I was. I saw them fact checking Donald Trump, and like there were so many. It was just hilarious. Like, this guy's a moron. He has no chance. He just wants to sell some more shit, like some more reality shows and more books.
When I said that he had no chance of winning, some people were like, I don't know.
The people do that every fucking time.
I don't know, TJ.
Like, well, I do know. There's no chance in fucking hell. No chance.
Run the Republican Party, America has lost hope and respect for our federal government. Ted Cruz might be the last best hope for the Republican Party to avoid self-destructing. This is Wild Bill for America. Thank you for watching, and America bless God again.
America bless God.
I still want to know what the fuck that means.
I mean, America, if this country blesses God, TJ, we bless you, God. Bless you.
God just sneezed.
God sneezed.
All right, let's see.
Look at that derpy bitch.
Next, we have The Beast.
Finally, it's the Beast.
We should be running out of these soon, because...
Swag fags versus real gangstas.
Okay. You already know what the Beast is, man. Real fucking gangsta. Yeah.
Canada. I took
What's
my
up,
Canada
people?
hat off just at the right time.
This is Joseph Strickland, and welcome
Straight out of Compton. The Beast.
a series of videos that I'm about to make on not just Facebook, but Daily Motion. Daily Motion is a place where you can make hour-long videos. So, you know, first off, I'm going to do Facebook. The Facebook is the 20-minute videos.
Facebook is like
While
20 minutes.
The Daily Motion videos are the hour videos.
Because who the fuck doesn't want to watch the Beast
I'm going to do
talk
Real
for an
Gangster
hour?
versus Swag.
Yeah.
Dresses.
Gangsta versus Swag. The Beast, being from fucking, you know, Compton, California, knows what it's like to live on the fucking streets, man. The Beast fucking knows.
He's from the mean streets of Greenwich.
Don't you insult the fucking Beast, dude. Shut your fucking mouth about the Beast, TJ.
That was a wrestling reference.
Dude.
It was.
I know what it was, TJ, but it's not
I'm
fucking...
just
Don't even mock the
helping
Beast.
the audience out.
Don't even mock the Beast, TJ. I'm being serious right now.
Fags. Yeah, Real Gangster versus Swag Fags. Alright. This is part one. And it's going to be about the music that these people listen to.
Being a gangster rapper himself, the Beast knows what's what.
Now, the first one I'm going to do is Swag Fags.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what kind of rap and hip-hop do we have for Swag Fags? I might not even call it fucking hip-hop.
Yeah.
Okay,
What
maybe
is it?
for
Who
fucking
knows?
clubs.
It's practically polka.
But the club music for nowadays is not as good as it was back then.
Back when
So-
the Beast was on top, man.
What the fuck is
We're gonna
this?
do
Beast
this.
knows what's
This
what.
fucking
Fucking
kid.
Real
He's
Gangster.
constantly talking about, like, back in the day, like he fucking is got some kind of life experience
TJ.
behind him or some shit.
I fucking warned you, man.
Like,
It's fucking on, TJ.
until you're at least... All right.
Shit.
The Beast for life!
Fuck with the Beast, TJ. Shouldn't have fucked with the Beast. Shouldn't have fucked with the Beast. Shouldn't have fucked with
Fuck you, Scotty!
You fuck up the mic.
Yeah, we're gonna fuck up the mic. Stop. Stop fucking up the mic, Scotty. Piece of shit.
Okay. That was weird. Anyway, just wanted to give everyone an update on the poll. that we're taking on the Drunken Peasants Live. Looks like so far 119 yes votes.
Yes! Yes! Yes!
Followed by I am a troll, 115.
I am a troll.
Yeah.
I am a troll.
And then no. I'm sure there should be a lot more no's than anything else, but
yeah. The no people probably just are like, why am I even going to vote?
Fucking assholes. Vote no? Fuck you up, no people.
Even if you're going to say no, still go vote.
That would be interesting to see.
Vote no.
Nah, vote whatever. Who cares? Are we done with the Beast?
It's up to you.
You want to hear what the Beast has to say, TJ? Are you done with the Beast?
Let's hear a little more.
Swag bag. This is part 1. Music. Now, I'm going to be playing music in the Facebook video and no music in the Daily Motion video, as they probably copyright me. Anyway, so, let's get it started, people.
Yeah.
Let's get it started.
Let's get this shit started.
Hey.
Did he write it down for once?
Don't you be cray-cray.
Or did he just
There
fall
we go.
asleep?
Alright, so...
Alright, I don't know what this music
let's
is.
not do
Yeah.
this now.
Yeah.
He's actually playing music, so fuck this.
Yeah. Everyone that's watching right now, give this video a thumbs up. Hit the fucking thumbs up button now.
What are you,
now.
fucking lazy? Come on.
Now.
Wait, doing shit to you with thumbs up button.
Now.
The show is not even proceeding until there's
Yeah,
thumbs
we're not
up.
proceeding.
How many thumbs up is there now?
Let's see. I'll refresh it.
Refresh the page.
Okay. There's a delay, so let's just give it a second.
All right.
How many is there now? 700 and something?
Yeah.
I want to see 1,000 at least.
1,000.
Let's get to 1,000. We won't even do anything. I'm just going to go.
Lazy fucks. Sitting there probably jerking off. She's gonna tell you amusing anecdotes until you fucking give us 1,000.
Oh, we're over 1,000 now.
Okay. Good job, everybody.
Never mind.
Good
No
fucking
amusing
job,
anecdotes from TJ.
everybody.
But everyone else that hasn't already hit like, I see 2,757 of you.
Yeah, what the fuck is your problem? Other fucking 1,557
Yeah,
people.
that's a lot.
Pieces of shit, every one of you. It's a fucking click. It's a single fucking click. Are you that fucking lazy? Come on. Even I would do it.
Wow.
Even me.
If he would do it.
Even me.
What if you were laying down and you had to get up and you had to go all the way to the other side of the room to do it?
Nah, I'd just do it. I'd do it. I wouldn't do it then. But if I was sitting there, I'd do it.
At least,
and if I was walking around already, I would do it.
Well, that's good enough.
Get off your couches, you fat fucks.
So we're at 1,300. Almost 1,400 now. Thanks, everyone that hit the like
Thank
button.
you, everybody.
All right, so it's your favorite. His intro is kind of cool, but
It's
then
like,
Hey everyone, it's the Drunken Christian Mario, and you're here for another edition of Satanic Illuminati Media Exposed.
let me teach you about the Satanic Illuminati.
In today's video, I wanted to
Illuminati
report
and
on
Illumispanking.
Miley Cyrus being used by the Illuminati because
I always
she's one of
figured
their
she was
favorite
part of
puppets
the,
in an absolutely
Illuminati.
disgraceful photo shoot to raise money for the LGBT community.
Yeah,
Now, I just want to
disgusting.
warn everyone, don't go and try and find the article or the pictures associated to it. They're disgraceful. She appears naked, and there's full of Satanic Illuminati symbolism.
Where can I find
Now,
this
as you can
picture
see
for
from this
research?
picture,
I need to,
demon-possessed,
do some research on
eyes
these
whited
pictures
out,
immediately.
The eye of the Illuminati right on the forehead, symbolizing the mark of the beast, and other stuff. So,
And other stuff too.
Other stuff.
Yeah,
Good thing the Vigilant Christian.
there's no
found
way
this,
it's
though.
just an interesting visual motif. It's, of course, the Illuminati.
it's a very disgraceful, twisted, warped, satanic photo shoot. Now, I wanted to talk about this in
we jerked
this
off to
video
several times,
series
guys.
because there is an agenda to use role models like Miley Cyrus, a satanic role model,
I think she
to
kinda stopped
influence
with the whole
society
role
and to
model
bring
thing
in
a while
She's a
back.
satanic role model. That's pretty cool. You know, like, I don't really like Miley Cyrus, but if she's a satanic role model, maybe I'll give her a chance.
I would say she was more of like a role model.
Yeah, when she was
her
doing
Disney Channel years.
Yeah, Hannah Montana and shit.
Which is TJ's favorite show.
She actually tried to shed that whole image of, like, I'm a role model.
Antichrist agendas. One of the Antichrist agendas in the world today is to confuse the sexes, and just coincidentally, she talked about that very thing at this photo shoot. But before we look at the photo shoot and exactly what she said, I want to point something out, and I want you to go check out the links after you watch this video that I'll leave linked up for you in the description section below. I don't want everyone to fall into the trap of blaming Miley herself. What you need to understand is that individuals in the entertainment industry are being absolutely controlled. In the description, you'll find a link to this video, Miley Cyrus tongue-tied, Illuminati MK Ultra mind control victim exposed.
Oh my god, dudes. I had some guy write me. I actually think it might have been a girl. But either way, someone wrote me and they started telling me, you know, I've been used in the MK Ultra mind control experiments by the CIA. And they've no, not me, but they had.
Oh, I see.
And they're like, you know, I've been brainwashed by the CIA, and you know, now I see all these aliens and stuff. I'm like, you need to go. You know, I think this is probably like pretty strong signs of like mental illness. No,
of course.
You're brainwashed. I can't believe it. You're
Honestly,
part of their system.
The thing that surprised me most about what you just said is that you can actually read. I'm not really surprised by like the whole thing with like, you know, some crazy person contacting you.
Well, I
always kind of thought you were like just pretending to read, because I know you really can't read. I've seen TJ try to read. It's pretty sad. So TJ, here's a book called See Spot Run, and he looks really confused. Like, what is Spot trying to do again? Run. Ruin? Spot's trying to ruin them? Why is he doing it?
Why, Spot? Why?
You're going to see that when it comes to basically almost all of her music videos, there is associated to them tons and tons of mind control, Illuminati, MK Ultra symbolism. And that's not a coincidence. That's because this stuff is occurring. And what they love to do is
it's not occurring. A coincidence.
It's not a coincidence. It's occurring.
It's definitely not a coincidence, okay? But remember, don't be paranoid, be vigilant.
Yeah, remember the time he used all those Illuminati symbols and we pointed it out, and he's like, well, you know, not every triangle in this and that means this.
It's only when Mario
Only
says
an expert like me can truly decipher when it is.
Only me, an expert in bullshit, can detect these things.
I have a PhD in bullshitology, so.
Hide the truth in
like some Da
plain
Vinci Code
sight.
shit.
Now, if I'm saying the word MK Ultra, mind control, stuff like that, and that's going right over your head, I'm just going to direct you to this video that I did with author and researcher Fritz Springmeier on the very topic of mind control and how the elite, this satanic twisted cabal that runs the major institutions of the world, operate and how they use that system and that mind control. So check that out. What I also want to point out here is that just by showing you, check this out. This is Kesha. This is a tweet that she sent out, okay? And this is her tweeting out the fact that she was forced to sing the lyrics to Die Young and that she did not even want to sing them. So before we go blaming Kesha, we go...
Okay, but that's because she's part of the music industry and their songs are written for them for the most part.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with someone like she wasn't forced to sing the song because it's like you're gonna deliver the Illuminati message
or the Illuminati controls the world. I mean, TJ, we have your explanation, or we have the truth.
Oh, okay.
You know, I mean, Mario. Look, TJ, maybe you just don't get what Mario is trying to say. Maybe I can break it down. I can boil it down for you, simplify it for you, TJ. You are brainwashed. So even if your face was right in front of this Illuminati propaganda, you're not going to see it. But someone like Mario, who's been awakened by God, TJ,
there's the difference.
God
basically said, Mario, these people don't fucking know what's going on. So Mario's just out there just trying to tell people the truth, TJ. And like I said, look, just remember the thing. You know, like, you're right here. You can see it, TJ, but you can't see it. Mario
You can't see it.
And you can't see me, TJ. You can't see the Illuminati. Just what John Cena's saying, TJ, you can't see me.
Maybe John Cena's trying to free people from the Illuminati.
He's trying to free people from the Illuminati. Thank God for John Cena, the greatest wrestler of all time.
15-time WWE champion.
15-time champion, Ben. Doesn't it make your heart swell with pride?
It makes It makes my heart race with fear that he'll become 16 and 17.
He probably will.
Probably will.
Anyway, moving on from the Cridulant Vistian.
Why? He's so brilliant.
He's so intelligent.
This
so
tweet,
insightful.
This
I hope
tweet proves everything.
You know what? I've seen Mark Dice videos that are almost exactly the same. Like, about the same topic.
And they use the same software too, I believe.
Yeah, I think Mark Dice is the original, but maybe if the
Mark
Vigilant
Dice.
Christian Mario would come on here, we could talk to him about it.
Yeah.
But
Run the
he's
truth
a
finally.
pussy.
Don't say that, TJ. He's doing God's work, buddy.
Pussy.
Not a very nice person, TJ.
Pussy.
Oh, okay. So we have a news story
Which
here.
he gets way more of than I do, by the way.
Looks like that leader of the NAACP that pretended she was black when she's not resigned.
I can't believe that.
Some brand new developments I want to bring you in the case of the white woman who for years has portrayed herself as a
Allegedly
black woman.
white.
Her name is Rachel Dolezal. She's the president of the Spokane, Washington NAACP chapter, at least until very, very recently, meaning this is breaking news. She has decided to step down. I want to bring in our correspondent, Stephanie Elam, who's live on the phone with us right now. So how did this news become available to us? Has she released this? Has she got more to say about this issue?
Well, yeah, she's making it clear, and most everything that they've been saying is, since I've been here in Spokane, they've been pretty quiet. Dolezal has not been talking to people publicly. All statements have been coming through their Facebook page, and this is another
I can't believe
case of
that this story is like being followed to this extent.
Yeah, I it was an interesting blurb.
Yeah, to me, this is like the kind of story that's like, oh, this happened, but like they're still reporting oh my god.
I read some crazy statements by this woman too.
The ongoing saga of this shit that's going on.
She's like, I can't be for sure if there's like those are my real parents and stuff like that. It's like, look, you clearly most people identify you as white. If you want to identify as black, I mean, I guess you can. I don't really care. But most people who are black do not consider you black. I'm sorry that if they were born to white parents, and a lot of black people even said on Twitter and stuff like, no one would even have cared if you were just honest about your past and background and just said, I still want to be involved in this movement.
That below, where basically she's making the case that this has become a bigger issue around the world about her identity and how she identifies herself, and less about the things that need to be focused on here. So she's saying she is removing herself from that conversation because of this unexpected firestorm, as she put it. But there were people here over the weekend who...
I mean, it is an unexpected firestorm that you're fucking stoking the flames of, basically.
Right.
I mean, this is not really an issue beyond...
She
her
was
small
dishonest.
community
Yeah.
and shit.
Yeah, she was dishonest to the people that are part of this organization in Spokane. I mean, obviously she was. She can try to play semantics game.
Sure.
Oh, I wasn't.
But
I don't suppose it's a national news
It's
story
not.
either.
It shouldn't be. Like this is just like
This is just media sensationalism at its finest, basically.
right. Like here's a weird story. Let's fucking chase it to the end of the earth.
You also saw over the weekend that things began to change when there was a scheduled meeting for tonight, and it was canceled over the weekend.
No, a
Then it
meeting
became
was
clear that
canceled.
one of the members of the local chapter here was not okay with that, and sent her a letter saying that we can't just arbitrarily cancel a meeting. So it was clear that there were things that were changing here, and not everyone was not on the same page.
All right, I'm actually just looking at this statement that you were just referring to. I've just had it handed to me, and I just want to read a little bit of it, if I can. It says, Dear Executive Committee and NAACP members, this is a statement from Rachel Dolezal.
Okay. So here's the statement from her.
Okay.
It is a true honor to serve in the racial and social justice movement here in Spokane and across the nation. Many issues face us now that drive at the theme of urgency. Police brutality, biased curriculum in schools, economic disenfranchisement, health inequalities, and a lack
Notice
of
the news isn't covering any of those, though.
Yeah, like those were like,
Yeah, look, all this bullshit.
She lied. She's white and she lied. It's like, yeah, she's an asshole for lying, but who really cares? Like,
Maybe the news should be focusing on some of the things she's talking about in that part of the letter instead of like, she a lying bitch.
You know, it's
Justice
funny, like online you see a bunch of like news stories about that, but then when you go to like you watch TV, it's mainly just shit like this.
Illuminati.
Political representation. She goes on to say, and yet the dialogue has unexpectedly shifted internationally to my personal identity in the context of defining race and ethnicity.
I agree.
I have waited in deference while others express their feelings, beliefs, confusions, and even conclusions absent the full story. Stephanie, this quote...
Absent the full story. That's where you lose me. What do you mean? You're white, you pretended to be black, that's the full story.
You know, yeah.
There might be some other details, but I don't think any of them are going to mitigate those facts.
Continues, and I'll continue in a moment, but I want to stop right at absent the full story. Is she giving the full story? Is she answering the big question? We've seen the quote where we've seen the clip where a reporter asks her point blank, are you African American? And she says, I don't understand the question, and walks away. What is the full story?
The full story is that you're pandering to, like, the lowest common denominator of bullshit. That's the full story.
Yeah, I mean, this woman is a liar. I mean, it's obvious anyone with fucking any neurons firing in their brain, like, when you ask someone a question that's very simple, like, do you like tacos? And they're like, I don't get what you're saying. I'm going to leave now. They don't want to answer the question. They're avoiding it on purpose. She doesn't want to give an answer that she knows to be false.
The real question is a burrito a taco? I mean, you know, it's made of the same basic constituent ingredients.
That's
so
actually a
one could
more
make the argument
thought-provoking
that-
question than the one she was asked.
That is the billion-dollar question at this point, because these questions have
She should've
not
just
been
went with that
directly
Richard
answered.
Dawkins, we're
right?
all
Even in
Africans,
this
if you
statement,
think
it's still
about
not
it.
clear where
True.
she stands on this to explain what's going on with the family, and there's no doubt about it. There's interesting family dynamics happening here among all of the Dolezals.
There she is next to some
But
black
still,
people. Maybe
even in
she's
this
right.
letter,
Her mom
she
had an affair
does
with
not
that
address
guy.
that, and at the end of it, she makes it also very clear that she's going to continue fighting for human rights, and she says that it's about moving the cause of human rights and the black liberation movement along the continuum from resistance to chattel slavery to abolition of, or to defiance of Jim Crow, to the building of Black Wall Street, to the civil rights and Black Power movement, to Black Lives Matter. So she's still talking about the issues that have been at the forefront of what her career has been built on. That
Okay.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, time to move on.
Yeah,
all right,
it's
so
racial pandering.
Santorum. Here's a video of Rick Santorum talking about Caitlyn Jenner. Before I play it, what do you think he'll say?
Didn't I say before that he was actually supportive of her, and you guys said that that was wrong?
No, I said that would
or
be
you
shocking.
said that was, yeah.
I don't remember if
Like-
I said that was wrong.
I might have said, like...
Scotty did not believe that. But
I did not believe it.
I'm thinking this is, you know, at least as last I read, he actually was being supportive of her. Maybe polls have changed his tune.
All right, so here's the video.
When Bruce Jenner came out as transgender, he also said in that interview with Diane Sawyer, I'm sure you noticed it, he did that kind of look over his shoulder and he said, yeah, I'm a Republican. Is it okay if I say that? Sort of making a joke about it. Here's what Lindsey Graham said to CNN about Caitlyn Jenner.
I haven't walked in her shoes. I don't have all the answers to the mysteries of life. I can only imagine the torment that Bruce Jenner went through. If Caitlyn Jenner wants to be a Republican, she is welcome in my party.
Do you welcome her?
If Caitlyn Jenner wanted to endorse me, would I accept the endorsement? The answer is, if that's the way she feels about my candidacy, sure. I mean, look, there are all sorts of people in this country of all different positions in life.
So you don't care? A gay man who's married to a man, transgender, it doesn't matter to Rick Santorum.
Here's the thing that I always said. Never ask anyone why they're voting for you.
Uh-huh. Well, at least he's right about one thing,
Right.
you know. So basically what he's saying is, like, I don't want to isolate any voting group, so I'm just going to smile and
well, you know,
I don't really like that, but if they'll vote for me.
Because you probably won't like the answer, and because people vote for you for all sorts of reasons, and that's fine, and I accept whatever reason anybody wants to vote for me, whoever they are. Of course, I accept their vote.
Will you accept?
Well, I mean,
kind of answered.
Yeah, do you accept their vote? It's like, even if he didn't want to, the vote would still count.
It counts no matter what.
Yeah.
Even if you personally hate the person.
Like Charles Manson could vote for him.
Well, he can't vote.
I know. It just
as an example.
Yeah.
Do you accept them? Right? Do you accept her?
My job as a human being is to treat everybody with dignity, respect. Period. Stop. Full stop. No, nothing. No qualification to that.
All right. Well, Rick Santorum, I appreciate your taking the time. Thanks so much, and good to see you.
My pleasure. Thanks.
See, it's not like but he didn't come out there and say like, "Fuck that weirdo" or something. You know.
I guess that's reserved for like Pat Robertson types now to do that in our society.
And that one guy, who's actually our thumbnail, by the way.
Yeah, that thumbnail is awesome.
Someone did like put it. I don't remember the dude's name, but they put him in like full Nazi regalia and shit.
Let me look it up really quick.
Ben's gonna look it up. I'll just blather while he does. So you were wrong, Scotty. See, I told you, Rick.
It didn't really seem like Rick Santorum was in favor.
He made stronger statements in favor before. I'm sure that like some pressures within his own party have made him pull it back a little bit. But before he was actually, he actually did say things that were more like overtly supportive.
Pastor Steven Anderson.
Yeah, Steven Anderson.
Mr. Anderson.
We got him as a Nazi as the thumbnail for this video, and it's appropriate as fuck.
Yeah, well, he made the Nazi salute during unintentionally.
Well, that's debatable.
Let's see. There's an interview with him here. Do you want to play that?
Sure, let's take a look.
No homos will ever be allowed on this church as long as I'm the pastor here.
Yeah.
Those hateful
Finally.
words are from the mouth of a Tempe pastor preaching that God's word says that killing gay people is the only way to get rid of AIDS by Christmas.
By Christmas.
By Christmas.
You know, he wants to get rid of AIDS by Christmas.
What about
guys.
all the
Come on.
What about all the heterosexual people with AIDS?
Well, you know, that's only because of gays have tricked them.
But I mean, how are you going to get rid of AIDS by Christmas if you only kill the gays? You got to kill everyone that has
Well,
AIDS.
God will be pleased and get rid of AIDS then.
Oh, okay. So if we kill all the gay people, the AIDS that the straight people have will miraculously be cured by God.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Obviously.
I got it.
He says all gays are pedophiles. He says the biggest hypocrite in the world is the person who believes in the death penalty for murderers but not for homosexuals. Pastor Steven Anderson has agreed to join us tonight for an exclusive one-on-one interview. Pastor Anderson, thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having me on.
Have you always hated gay people? Is it something your father taught you?
Father.
No, he's like, I read that in the Bible.
No, it's the Bible.
Yeah, that's probably what he's going to say.
The Bible done
The
told.
Bible done blibbity blue.
Or is it something that you came to on your own?
No, I haven't always. You know, I grew up in a Christian home, but it wasn't until I read the Bible cover to cover at age 17 that I discovered
Bing,
the truth.
bing, 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 bing.
Yep.
The Bible. The Bible.
I read the Bible, and then I realized God hates the word.
Look at his fucking face.
Moses and Jesus and all them said, you know what I think about them faggots, right? Hang them high.
Hang them high.
And he's in Arizona, so they can't hang them high. Just make it the law. Governor, just sign that bill. Kill them all.
What the Bible really says, because a lot of passages don't ever get preached from the pulpit because they're simply not popular.
I have to be honest, when I heard your sermon, it sounded like the rantings of someone who was either a hate monger or a religious zealot, and I'm wondering, which are you?
Both, yeah. Like, I like that question. It's like, you seem like a douchebag. Are you a douchebag?
Would you describe yourself as more of a douche bag or a douche nozzle?
The nozzle is calibrating. The nozzle is still calibrating.
Yeah, well, I'm a religious zealot, and you know, I love the Bible. I love God's word. I believe that the law of the Lord is perfect, and you know, Leviticus 20:13 clearly says, "If a man also lie with mankind."
You're really using Leviticus? You're aware that's full of all kinds of rules you don't follow, right?
Look at those mixed fabrics he's wearing, TJ.
Yeah, definitely mixed fabrics.
Yeah.
You know,
you probably eat food. You probably eat like food that was planted in the same fields and shit.
I wonder if this guy's ever had shellfish. I don't really know.
Probably.
Does he have any tattoos? That's against there too.
Yeah, who knows?
As he lieth with the woman, both of them have committed an abomination. they shall surely be put to death, their blood shall be upon them. And, you know, as a Christian, I believe the Bible, and that's where I get my belief.
Now, doesn't the Ten Commandment, isn't the first commandment, thou shalt not kill?
No, but that's only for people, you know, that's don't murder.
No. That's just for God's that's for good Christians and Jews and stuff. They follow that.
That's if you've committed a crime against God.
These people are outside of that. They're abominations.
No, the first commandment is thou shalt have no other gods before me.
Okay,
but of course,
is thou shalt not kill one of the commandments?
Yes, it is. But what you have to understand is that the Bible commands that certain people be put to death, not by me, not by Christians. It's obviously not my job or the job of any Christian to go out and kill anybody, and I've never taught anything like that. But rather that the government's job is to punish criminals and to execute those who've committed capital crimes. And according to the Bible, homosexuality is a capital crime, and I didn't write the Bible.
What if irony of irony is
separation of church and state then, so idiots like you can't get your way?
I wish we were the ones interviewing him and not this guy.
Right.
Because this guy is bringing.
This guy is advocating for this. I'm not advocating for it. It's like, yes, you are.
It turned out that you had a gay son or a gay daughter. Would you want them dead as a way to cure AIDS?
Well, that's just a fallacy that it just turns out that certain people are gay. That's just a lie because it's not random. It's
what?
It's a fallacy. That's what?
It's a fallacy, guys.
No.
All those gay kids that are born to Christian parents. It's just like, you know, that's like
I could totally be straight, but I'm totally
Satan
gonna be
or
gay.
somebody.
Like Dick Cheney's daughter.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah. It's just going to accidentally happen to one of my children.
Wait, how do you think it happens then?
Well, the Bible's real clear how it happens. In Romans chapter 1, it talks about how God gives people over to a reprobate mind to do these filthy acts.
So God does it?
So God gives...
God makes us gay.
God makes you gay and then has other people kill you for it. That makes sense.
Man, God's got a fucking
So
racket
it has to
going,
do
man.
with them rejecting the Lord and rejecting Jesus Christ.
That's not what it said. It said God rejected them.
Now he's trying to say, oh, they rejected God. They're reprobates.
God gives you a reprobate mind to want to do the things that God will punish you for, and therefore you should be put to death for.
So, and you shouldn't do that. So God wants you to just trying to force you to do it. He'll give you that choice. Like
Total
you should do
logical
this.
consistency.
But then you're not supposed to. You're supposed to fight it, TJ.
I'll ask again, Pastor, and I'm not trying to be argumentative, but I want to understand that you're a man of your word. If you had a gay son or a gay daughter, what would you do?
Well, it's not going to happen. If I did, I would have nothing to do with them. That's like saying, well, what if your daughter, you know, grew up to be an axe murderer? What if your son grew up to be like Adolf Hitler? You know, what would you do then? I mean, it's just a silly question.
You're like Adolf Hitler.
You know, someone should tell this guy what a piece of shit he is.
Let's get him on the show. He'd come on.
Probably.
Let's get him on the show.
Oh, my God.
Let's tell him to his face what a fucking pile of shit he is. I want to do it.
As long as you bring up Adolf Hitler, he wanted to exterminate Jews and anyone who wasn't blonde hair and blue-eyed, who didn't fit into his vision of the way people should be. Isn't that, in a way, what you're preaching, that you want to get rid of anyone who isn't heterosexual?
Look at his eyes.
It's just like, oh, shit.
Absolutely not. I'm preaching the Bible, something that Adolf Hitler rejected. He taught...
Not true.
Wrong.
Gott mit uns.
Evolution, which is why he wanted to execute what he considered to be inferior races.
But
I don't believe
you would like to
races.
see anyone who's not heterosexual die, correct?
And Hitler also
Well, the Bible says that everyone...
I'm asking what you believe.
I believe the Bible.
Then you believe that. Why is it so difficult? Why is this guy playing the semantics game? Like, you believe that, you say that they should surely be put to death, then the answer is clear. You
believe
trust
what
in
the Bible says. And if I didn't, then I wouldn't be a Baptist. I wouldn't be a Christian
You know,
if I didn't believe the Bible.
It sounds like, because you won't answer what you believe, that
I
you're
did answer what I believe.
I believe hiding behind the Bible.
Hold on a second. I believe what the Bible says, that homosexuals should be executed.
Okay.
Let me make myself clear. I believe that, and I've never gone back on that for 1 second. So every Christian believes the Bible, or else they're not even really a Christian.
If you believe that, anyone who is not heterosexual should die, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Correct.
Absolutely, of course. That's what the Bible says.
You hate gay people.
Yes.
I'm Jewish. How do you feel about Jews?
Oh, I don't hate Jews. I mean, that's just a straw man to try to compare me to Hitler. I don't hate Jews whatsoever.
Okay.
Blacks? Do you hate black people? Because you
Of
said
course
you
not. My church is filled with black people.
Did you say, Pastor, that you prayed for the death of Barack Obama?
Oh, so now Obama and the race card comes out. My church is filled with black people. My church is filled with all races. In fact, the Bible says we're all...
His church is filled? If that's true, that's just insane.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't think I've never seen him a crowd camera in any of those videos he makes, so it's kind of hard to know. But like to me, it sounds like there's about 10 people in there.
Am I misquoting you? Or did you say that you pray for the death of Barack Obama?
Well, yes, I did, but Obama's white. Obama's not black anyway. He's half white and half black, so just as well as you can call him black, I'll call him white. He's a white man.
Some would say that just as the Taliban and the ISIS fighters have perverted Islam and made it violent to fit their vision of the world, that's what you're doing, is you're perverting Christianity to fit your vision of the world.
I honestly, I sadly do not think that's true. I think this guy is one of the more crazy ones that, like, I'm going to literally follow the Bible. Like, you know, obviously he cherry picks too. But it's funny how Christians, they have these Christian apologists think, like, the Bible's not violent, the Bible's not this, it's all about sunshine and rainbows. Like, no. There's shit like this in the Bible. These two guys laid together. Fucking kill them. It's right there.
It is.
Well, let the viewer...
Reject the Bible.
Yeah, that's what I do. I reject the Bible. It's a book of fucking bullshit.
Read for themselves. Let them pull the Bible off their shelf and look up Leviticus 20:13, and then let them be the judge. Intelligent people will listen to the entire sermon, aids the judgment of God, and will pull their Bible off their shelf and read Leviticus 20:13.
I'm not trying to put words in your mouth, but did you say that if people perceive you as a hate monger or your church as a hate group, so be it?
I'm sure yeah.
Absolutely. I don't care how people perceive me. They called Jesus Beelzebub. They nailed him to the cross. And Jesus said...
I like how he compares himself to Jesus.
I'm just like Jesus.
I'm just like the modern day Jesus. Come on.
You say I'm Hitler, I say I'm Jesus. What does it matter?
They hated him because he testified of their works, that their works were evil. That's what I'm doing. That's why they hate me.
Yep.
I don't think so.
That's what the problem is, all right.
And this guy's usually a way bigger asshole. It's obvious he was on TV, so he made sure to tone his shit down. Because I've seen people like talk to this guy. I think it might have been on Drunken Peasants, but even if it wasn't, he's like, "Fuck off! I don't give a shit. Get away from me, you fucking."
Cursing is also prohibited in the Bible, by the way.
Yeah, that dude's a total dick. That was him being more like, "Oh,
I'm a nice guy.
Yeah,
I'm very reasonable.
I'm very reasonable. The Bible says it, so it must be true."
All right, so we're gonna move on here. Apparently, Jerry Seinfeld will no longer perform on college campuses.
Yep.
And
I already know his reason why, but I support it. So let's take a look.
All right.
PC. It's not really controversial, but I'll make it so, and I'll get the help of Jerry Seinfeld.
PC, please.
Listen to what Jerry Seinfeld said recently about PC and why he thinks it may be killing comedy.
I don't play colleges, but I hear a lot of people tell me don't go near colleges. They're so PC. They just want to use these words. That's racist. That's sexist.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know. Obviously, I haven't been on a college campus in a long time.
I hear enough stories.
That's prejudice. They don't even know what they're talking about.
Does it hurt comedy?
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
We figured it hurts comedy now. Wait till all those people are actually out in the world.
Yeah, that is pretty strange. I mean, I've seen comedy specials of George Carlin where he's like at a college campus in the 70s.
Because they used to be like bastions of liberality and freedom. And they believed in freedom of expression.
And now, a bunch of uptight.
Now it's all about
assholes
coddling people's like precious feelings and
don't hurt
sensitivities.
anyone's feelings and don't offend anyone and don't have any original real ideas. Everyone is the same and everyone is this, bland ball of goo. And
everyone's a winner.
Yeah, everyone wins the race. You came in last. No, you're the last person to cross the finish line. That's all.
He was talking to there on an ESPN interview.
How could it not hurt comedy?
How could it not hurt comedy? If you're always watching your P's and Q's, if you're always afraid you're going to offend somebody, by definition,
we
comedy
were having a
people.
conversation because of the 70s airing on CNN right now. We were talking about how the 70s, some of those shows you could never get away with
The
now.
un-PC
But
decade.
I'll be the person that says, I'm glad you can't get away with some of those things that we got away with in the 70s.
I disagree.
You're an idiot.
Agree with you at all.
Yeah, I mean, things are getting even more, using wrestling as an example. Wrestling has totally changed and become PC.
No one can get hurt in wrestling.
Yeah, no one can bleed.
No bleeding. No profanity. No nothing. Let's sanitize
And the only racial
everything.
stereotype you can get away with is like Russians are kind of bad.
Yeah, basically.
Vague Eastern European people.
When I was in my teens, I remember, you could go to a wrestling event and they would sell you a big foam hand with its middle finger up like that, and then you could look in the crowd and there's just like a bunch of like middle fingers in the crowd. They would never do that shit now.
I mean, people here want everyone, especially in America, are so sensitive. They want everything so sanitized, and everything has to be safe and clean, and I have to worry about every little thing, and don't offend anyone, don't hurt anyone's feelings. Like, what do we want? A nation of crybabies? And that's what we're getting now. A bunch of people who are only concerned about don't offend, don't hurt, don't take any chances. It blows my mind.
Because some of those things, weren't real kind to people like me,
the
a woman
majority.
and brown.
Yeah.
So there is room for PC because people need dignity and
That's the
respect.
majority opinion. That's why PC has become such a vital part of the culture, is that there's supposed to be an evolution of sensitivity.
my
I just
God,
think it
shut
swings too far and
Agreed.
puts too much of a premium on what people say instead of what they do.
And certainly
you
on
say
college
African
campuses.
American, that's a good thing, but then maybe you don't take care of,
This is so stupid. Especially brown and a woman. It's like, it depends on the context. If someone gets on a stage and simply is like, I hate people like this, that is not comedy. If we're
swings too far and puts too much. You don't treat people fairly, but you say the right thing, so it's okay.
Right, and look at all the commencement speakers that they've had to cancel because somebody was seen as conservative or offensive somehow. That shouldn't be on college
We didn't get
campuses.
fired up about this at all, did we? That's your daily hit.
Fuck these whiners that want their opinion just coddled to, and they want to hear an echo chamber. They want the speaker to be like, I am in favor of everyone and everything, and I have no biases. Like, yeah, right, everyone has bias. It's bullshit. I mean, look at these feminists like Anita Sarkeesian and her ilk and all these different people. Like, the problem is always males, and the problem is white people, and the problem is this. Like, they have biases.
By the way, if you just tuned into the show, want to let everyone know down below there are 2 polls. One of the polls we encourage everyone to go to because it encourages different advertisers to pick up our show, and if you give them your email address, then they will send you how does it work? They put you in a drawing.
You're basically eligible to win.
Yeah, you're eligible to win
$100
Yes.
gifts on Amazon gift card, and we're gonna be giving away one of those a month.
And then we're also taking a general survey.
Yep.
Would you come to the Drunken Peasants Live?
The Drunken Peasants
in
Live.
Columbus, Ohio. If we held an event here in Columbus, Ohio, would you be able to attend? That is also down below.
Vote.
Yeah.
So far, 1 million people would said they would come.
Yeah.
No, it's at 149 actually.
Cool.
It's pretty interesting.
Yes.
So, we're going to probably review that information, and then hopefully we'll may come to a decision on that in the near future.
Yep.
But please
expect
vote.
further announcements on that. But yeah, please go vote. Give us your feedback. Please take the survey, and please take the poll as well. Take the poll. Take it deep.
Take it.
Take it.
The daily shit.
Yes, add an S, and it's perfect.
Shit.
All right. Let's see. Oh, and one more.
By the way, those people at the wiki go batshit when I actually mention them.
Check out the wiki.
Mentioned the wiki in the show.
Check out the wiki. It's down below.
Is it?
Yeah.
I didn't even know we did that.
Yep.
Yeah, our subreddit's not bad either. I actually know the guy that runs it pretty well.
and the IRC.
Yep, and we
you
got
guys
an
can go
IRC.
there.
That's what they call it, the TJ Apologist Forum.
You guys can go there and say hi to the unfunny comedian.
Let him know how much you enjoyed his charismatic
You guys are mean
appearance.
to the unfunny comedian.
You know, I wrote on my
Damn
Tumblr actually. Someone told me, you were really mean to him, but it was funny or whatever, and I basically said, we didn't have much of a choice when he barely talks. And then he saw it and posted and wrote up this response about how he couldn't get a word in edgewise.
Well,
it's like
it is hard. It is hard with you though, TJ.
But I mean, look.
No, we asked him questions and he would just give one-word responses.
So that's bullshit.
That's bullshit.
We gave him plenty of openings to say shit, first of all.
Towards the end of it, we didn't let him talk because he wouldn't say anything.
And also, it's like, this is a fray. You have to jump into it, all right?
It's true. You have to just kind of get in and get your words in when you can.
It's like a concert, you know what I mean? Like, you try to get to the front, people are going to push you back, people are going to push you forward.
If someone goes, hey, unfunny, what do you think about that? Saying, it's good.
Yeah, I mean, and then act like, I had no opportunity to talk. It's like you were asked direct questions that you gave, monosyllabic answers to.
You in the jungle, unfunny comedian.
So
you're gonna die.
We're coming for you.
Don't try to peddle that line of bullshit. He reminds me of Scotty. He's always got these extenuating circumstances that just prevented him from performing.
I liked how
fucking levels.
At first it was like, oh, I'm not trying to copy your show, and then later on he's like, okay, I admit, I'm trying to copy your show just because I had been lazy and I just didn't know, what to do for my podcast.
He's an unoriginal, unfunny twat.
When he started using the exact same videos, we do an episode and then his episode would be the same videos and shit.
Don't be too mean to him, Scotty. He might turn on us and make our IRC into shit.
I like how
Scotty's just like, I don't give a fuck.
I don't give a shit, man.
No, it's all right. He's all right. Maybe we'll have him on again and give him another chance someday.
Yeah, maybe he'll.
Yeah, unfunny comedian. You want to prove yourself? We'll fucking have you on again sometime, buddy. And we want some fucking riveting ass shit. We will be on the fucking edge of our fucking seats, buddy.
Don't do the truffle shuffle again. It was unpopular.
Yeah, that sucked. Your attempt at physical comedy failed miserably.
Try a pie to the face next time.
Yeah, pie to the face. That'll be good.
Get some zany sound effects like.
All right, so there was a dispensary, and it says Santa Ana. It makes me think California. Santa Ana, California. Here's a video of a raid where the police come in and they try to take out all the cameras. Well, they didn't end up finding all of them.
Sweet.
And there's audio and video of some of the shit that they do in there. We'll just play a little bit. So, yeah.
I love when the police get caught with their fucking bullshit. Gotta stop this marijuana. Protect and serve.
They're breaking and entering.
Everybody on the ground. Please be safe.
We always get our way, bitches.
Be safe, yeah.
Yeah, they to serve and protect. We'll protect you by pointing guns at you.
Okay, there's no need to even conduct a search warrant like this. They can just come in, no one here is acting like this, and say, we have a search warrant, and then they take everyone outside.
Right, they fucking use a battering ram on the door.
So the criminals don't have time to prepare, Ben. No knock warrants.
Hey, you in New Jersey, stand up and turn off that radio. Keep your hands where I can see them.
Keep your hands where I can see them, yeah.
Everyone in this room is gonna pull out a fucking Uzi or something and start wasting cops.
Well, they do deal drugs, TJ. We know.
You turn off that music, pleb, or the police will show you fucking what's what.
Couldn't one of the cops turn off the music?
Too difficult for them to understand such a request, TJ. Turn off the music. Yeah, look at that criminal.
Oh my God.
Get that criminal out of here. Take that woman to jail. You know what? I was on the fence, but now the police.
He's probably the kingpin behind the whole operation.
I'm applauding the police. Get that cripple woman out of there! Straight to the jail with her, or fucking prison. No jail, prison.
I say right to
For
the firing
life.
squad.
For life, yes. Thank you, Ben. For life. Criminal
Why don't they
scum.
just execute her here?
Yeah, just execute her. Save the court's time. Obviously guilty. Look where she is. Looks like a threat to me. I'm threatened by her. I'm surprised the police didn't just blow her away right there.
It's probably in here. The DVS? Yeah, I think it's right here. Let's pull it.
Let's find that marijuana.
Patient with amputated leg in wheelchair.
A severe threat.
A patient, because it's legal if you have a medical card. So why the fuck are they raiding this place?
Because they're selling the marijuana, even though it's legal in the state.
I was a little irritated today, but everything's fine now.
Did you punch that one-legged old...
How was it about to kick her in her fucking knob?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one-legged old...
How was it about to kick her in her fucking knob?
Yeah.
I was about to kick her in her fucking nub.
Yeah. A fucking overweight amputee with a missing leg. They asked the female officer, "Were you about to punch her?" And she's like, "I was gonna kick her in her fucking nub."
I mean, even if this is just like her attempt at humor, this is basically just an example of the mentality of these.
She was
police
there to
officers.
get medication. I
But
mean,
Ben, you know what? It's illegal, and she's a threat, Ben. Don't you feel threatened by someone like that?
Threat to America.
We're
We're evil.
This is what cops are like when they don't think anybody's watching them.
Yeah, of course.
But they're good people. It's just a few bad apples.
Few bad apples.
Few
Just
bad
like
apples.
what, like 6 of them here, 7 of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the police department that obviously endorsed this raid. You know. Not thoroughly enough.
Is it code 4 in here?
Let's get rid of these cameras.
Yeah, that's a shame. Why do they destroy video evidence of what they've done?
Yeah, why not just burn the building down? You just want to break specific things.
Because then all the stoners be standing outside going.
Oh, in this video, they do end up eating brownies and shit.
Wait, the cops that came here to shut down the dispensary
Yes.
What a fucking
steal the
racket.
supply and eat it, thus
Dude.
proving that they're not even morally opposed to the selling
Dude,
or consumption.
that's why these cameras and these hidden cameras are such a beautiful thing, and especially ones that just upload to the internet.
Yeah, there's no way because they destroy the DVR, but apparently this must have been.
Yeah, they applied something in the cloud.
streamed.
Yeah, they applied something in the cloud that was backing everything up.
Stupid ass fucking cops.
They're so dumb.
This is just a racket, obviously.
And it says Santa Ana Police. These aren't feds. This is legal in the state.
Look at this dumb. Oh, I got this. Try to destroy something. Something to destroy.
This is just criminals codified by society, basically.
Yeah, we need to destroy this shit. Yeah, that's got to be destroyed. Part of our search warrant, so we have evidence.
Wouldn't it have made sense to keep that up so you can see as you take the cameras out?
These are the police, TJ.
Okay.
DVR from the back office.
Ooh, man.
DVR back office.
Officers eating edibles and playing darts.
Yep.
We're gonna have a good time after your raid.
Do not need a small. Take like one edible. Louis, good old days. What flavor?
They're just bullshitting, eating. He just ate a fucking pot brownie.
Yep.
There's bullshit. Let's try this. Any good?
Yeah. So impressions, guys.
The most evil pieces of shit in all of existence.
Not at all surprised by this video.
So you treat people who use marijuana like criminals.
People who have a medical need for it.
And then you take it recreationally because you think no one's watching you.
Oh, except the other police officers who clearly saw them do it.
And every one of them is just like totally fine with it.
Yeah.
So they obviously have no moral qualms with this activity whatsoever.
Is there any cheaper shit here? Oh, really?
And yet they're going to persecute people for it.
They're going to persecute and prosecute people.
Yep. I would not mind seeing every one of these guys in front of a firing squad. Kill them all. Kill them all. I've always said I don't believe in the death penalty except for fucking crooked cops. I really believe that too. Like, because these are they actually do have, there's actually compelling reasons for them to be held to a higher standard. Obviously, they don't deserve the death penalty for this, but I think they should get a more severe penalty than most people would.
If they murder people.
I don't believe in the death penalty.
They're just hanging out now playing darts.
But, these guys are scum fucks.
They think this must be a hidden camera.
Yeah, it clearly is. That's what it is. That is bullshitting. Let's just do some paperwork, man.
It's fucking awesome to be a bunch of evil fascist scumfucks, huh, guys?
But we're endorsed by the state, though, so it's okay.
Thugs.
Fucking thugs. They're getting paid by the state to steal from people. This is breaking and entering and stealing.
Yeah, this is like burglary, and not only that, but they're sitting there fucking doing the drugs that apparently they're not supposed to be doing, and they're probably on the clock right now. Like,
they're on the
we're
clock
over here filing paperwork. Meanwhile, they're fucking eating pot brownies and playing darts.
Oh man, you know a bunch of that
Which
weed.
usually I would find admirable, but in this set of circumstances,
you know a bunch of these guys took the weed with them too. I mean, come on.
Sure. If they're gonna sit there and eat pot brownies, you don't think they're gonna fucking take some, like, fill their pockets with that shit?
Oh, of course.
All right, so really quick, just a reminder for everyone, hit thumbs up. We have 2,845 viewers right now. It's pretty good.
Yep.
If you have not already, hit thumbs up.
Thumbs up, you pieces of shit.
Fill out the surveys.
Fill out the surveys below in the comments section. Well, not just comment section, description section.
All right.
Let's see. What was that song he was singing earlier? It was like, I don't remember.
Time to do some Q&A.
White males.
We do
the return of Q&A.
The most boring segment. Everyone leave. It sucks.
All right, let's go. I'm gone.
Let's do this. Q&A. Answer questions all fucking day.
Hey, DP. Have you guys noticed there aren't many serial killers lately? They're all just mass shooters. Do you guys miss serial killers like I do?
Yeah.
They don't turn serial killers into political ammunition.
miss them.
They do with mass shooters, though. And I think it's stupid.
Do I miss serial killers?
No.
No?
I do.
Why would I?
I do.
Well, TJ does.
They're cool. But, there's not really less serial killers. They just don't get the press they used to.
People like more explosive events that could potentially threaten public safety. That's a big news thing now. So
yeah, but the sniper was kind of a serial killer.
But people
The
like
DC
terrorism.
sniper?
Yeah,
people
the DC sniper.
People I think that terrorize people, like some nebulous thing, like someone could come and kill you, is like, it's too vague. It could happen to anyone really. But like walking into a mall and some guy just blows you away, that's like that could happen. I don't know. That just scares me because I'm in public and I don't expect it to happen.
Yeah, like after that theater shooting, every time I was in the theater, like at least part of me thought for a second, like, what if that happened?
Yeah, sure. Or some crazy guy's like, I love Taco Bell, die! It's like, what the fuck?
The Taco
Guys,
Bell
I have a
massacre.
question for all of you. What are your favorite wrestler or wrestlers to watch on NXT? My favorite, personally, is Kevin Owens. And also, it doesn't really have to be a wrestler that's not in NXT right now, but just any wrestler that...
Any
Tyler Breeze.
NXT, past, present, or future. I would say Kevin Owens.
That would be my answer too.
Yep.
He's just, I don't know, there's something about that guy. Like, he's just a consummate entertainer. He doesn't even really have to try.
Yeah, he's pretty
Well,
much.
this guy said Kevin Owens. What about who? Is anyone else you guys like besides Kevin Owens?
Adrian Neville.
Yeah, Adrian
Yeah,
Neville.
I thought I was going to say. I was going to say Adrian
I like
Neville.
Hideo Itami too.
Finn Balor.
Yeah,
Finn Balor's good
great.
too. Yeah.
Yeah. And I like that one goofy ass tag team. Even though I can't take them seriously.
I can also say Seth Rollins.
Soft.
Seth Rollins
That's not
was
the
in.
name of their team.
I know. I'm saying, but those are the guys you're talking about.
Yeah.
Seth Rollins was good.
Yeah, that was so long ago for him though, but yeah. And wasn't Bray Wyatt in NXT at one point?
Cassius Ohno also.
Yeah, Bray Wyatt.
Bray Wyatt. Yeah.
And Samoa Joe's in there right now, so I guess I could say him as well. I saw him wrestle just a few nights back, and it was pretty amazing. He's amazingly strong.
Yes. Next question.
Hey, what's up, guys? I have a question for TJ.
Oh,
which is how do you
never
feel
say
about
that.
Rick Perry running for president once again? Because I remember when I heard about that, I was thinking,
He
holy
loves it
shit,
this time
is
around.
gonna
He
be
totally
fun.
is for him.
Because,
Yeah, this time around, I'm totally
we all
for
know
Rick Perry.
What happened back in 2011? Big irony. All right. Well, anyway, let me know what you think about that.
Yeah,
Take care,
to me,
guys.
the funniest thing about Rick Perry's presidency is this is like a guy who literally talked about Texas seceding from America. I think that's so funny to talk about secession one day.
Yeah, and he wants to lead the federal government. That's
And
kind of
now
funny.
he wants to be the leader of America. It's like, let's secede from this country. Actually, I'm going to run it. What? No one wants you. Get out of here.
Hello, Drunken Peasants. I have a question for mainly TJ. I just came across, I think it was a TJ Does Life video, probably 1 or 2 years old.
I'm actually better suited to answer this
where
question.
you were discussing how you suffer from social anxiety, and I'm really glad I came across this video because literally everything that you talked about in that video relates to me entirely. How you talked about it, you can't go to the store without feeling like everyone hates you, and even though you know it's an irrational thought, and they probably don't even give a fuck about you or even
No, they
notice
fucking
you,
hate him. They want him dead.
but you just feel that everyone fucking hates your existence.
I hate TJ's existence.
I was wondering if this is something that still plagues you.
I didn't know you.
No,
and if
not
you
as bad
did
lately.
get over.
Not as bad because, I don't know, I was just forced into enough social situations. And, you know, it just gets better over time, I think, for me, in my case.
I think it's pretty much anyone that has, like, social anxiety.
It's really just like a practice makes perfect kind of thing.
I mean, I'm sure they'll always feel kind of more cognizant of their surroundings, but after you go out so many times, you just realize, like, no one really gives a fuck about me. Like, you actually start believing it, not just the, like, no one cares. Like, you realize no one really does give a shit about you for the most part.
Yeah, they pretty much feel the same way about you that you do about them, which is that you couldn't give less of a fuck.
Yeah, it's like, oh, they're in my way. Get around them. Okay, cool.
Just some humans in my way. That's basically all it is.
Hey, Drunken Peasants, I just want to ask a question real quick.
That's what this is for.
I noticed that you play guitar, or and the didgeridoo too. But I was wondering, when did you like start playing guitar? Did you like start a band, or did you ever like play gigs and stuff like
was
that?
the
And, like, how was
band,
that
dude.
experience for you? Because I might be starting this soon, so I was kind of interested to get your like input about that like whole experience. And if
And give him
TJ
a
and
lesson
Scotty,
on music
play any instruments or whatever, that'd be cool.
Oh, I play many instruments.
I highly doubt that.
He said he doubts if you guys play.
That's offensive. I play the cowbell really well, and I play the triangle.
Yeah, well, I'm
I'm offended.
I'm the better triangle
Oh,
player.
bullshit, TJ. I play triangle, and you're fucking...
We'll have a triangle off.
He has a 5-string fretless bass. That's what that is.
Neat.
Yeah. I started playing when I was like 12, something like that.
Would you say what is your skill level, would you say?
Moderate.
Moderate, yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty fair. I mean, it's hard to be really good at something unless you just do it. That's all you do. You know what I mean?
when I compare myself to people who are amazing,
Yeah, like professionals.
I wouldn't say I'm better than moderate. Well, I mean professional. You know, like
it's relative. Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, like there are people who are professional guitar players that don't hold a candle to other ones that are professional guitar players. So
sure.
And it depends on what you like too. If it's like technical or if it's more.
Yeah, if you like acoustic, or you like, I like this style of music, so I think this guy's the greatest guitar player.
You know,
or
like the
whatever.
Ramones obviously played pretty like fast and loose with the shit. You know, like here's a song with like 2 or 3 chords, basically.
Right. That was more about
like the emotion.
Yeah, the emotional side of it.
Sure.
For sure. All right, so let's see.
Hey, Drunken Peasants. Quick question. By the way,
the posters on the wall because I look ugly as shit right now. But either way,
ugly as shit.
I've been watching a lot of like stand-up comedy lately, like Frankie Boyle.
So you woke up, you looked at yourself in the mirror, and you're like, I look like shit. Let me hang up this poster.
Yep.
Is that what happened? The poster's on the wall because you look like shit?
Or he's just
I bet
filming
George Carlin even.
because he's like, Ultron looks better than me.
I come
so.
to the conclusion that I'm sure feminists would like fucking execute me, like chop my balls off in the streets or whatever and laugh about it. But
sounds like a fantasy to me.
I've come to the conclusion that males, especially like stand-up comedy, males are just funnier, and I'm not entirely sure why. Maybe it's just more males watch stand-up. I do not know. I feel like they're funnier. I don't know.
Funnier.
Right. I just want to hear your thoughts. Thank you for answering.
Well, I mean, that's just
I don't.
like anything else.
There's more male stand-up comedians.
Sure, and it's also subjective. There's plenty of people I have heard that like, oh, these female comedians are funnier. I mean, I think that's a minority opinion. I think most people do think male comedians are funnier, but that's still just an opinion. I mean, comedy is subjective. I mean, I've watched things that people are laughing in the fucking aisles, and I'm just like, I could care less.
Yeah, I mean, like, humor is totally subjective, first of all, but also, like, there's just way more men doing it. So
yeah, there's only a few I can even really name, that are
patriarchy.
So,
yeah.
So I wouldn't say it's that men are necessarily funnier, and it's all personal taste too.
Of course. But of course,
I like Joan Rivers, like her old comedy from back in the day. Was pretty good.
Dead now, Ben.
I kind of hated her for a while, but then I saw her actually doing some stand-up. I'm like, actually, she's pretty fucking funny, honestly.
Yeah, she was good.
And I like Wanda Sykes too.
Yeah,
she introduced pretty funny shit.
Roseanne Barr was good.
Lisa Lampanelli can be pretty funny, but she's very like raunchy and gets very racial and shit. So she really piss off the SJWs.
How do you feel about Sarah Silverman?
I never liked her.
No, you didn't like her?
Garbage.
Nah,
not funny.
How about Amy Schumer?
Never seen her.
Never seen her. Well, she did do a movie where she has sex with John Cena, so I kind of lost respect
how
for her.
How good could you be then? Yeah.
That, I don't know. That is pretty funny.
You're garbage, TJ.
Well, in the movie, John Cena, when they're having sex, he only lasts like 20 seconds.
That's funny. I don't know. I think that's funny. Well, it's funny that he only lasts 20 seconds in bed.
That's all you'd want Cena to last for you, TJ.
Okay.
Hello, Drunken Peasants.
Women should take that as a compliment.
Hail, Scotty.
Anyway.
And I've got a question for you.
Hail, Scotty.
With the recent rise of social justice warriors and that kind of politics and the far left kind of taking over the whole left kind of thing, in regards to the arguments and being the loudest people in the room, has it ever made you like really embarrassed and really annoyed that these people have come in and they're just making everything difficult for us? I mean,
no.
Does it make you question whether or not you are as liberal and as left leaning as you thought you were when you see these people being so extreme? And
there's idiots in every faction.
Right.
And also, I mean, like, if I said that, I'd be the same as the people who say to me, like, you give atheism a bad name. Like, I don't speak for all of atheism.
No.
Those people don't speak for all of liberalism. I acknowledge that they, I share a tent with them on probably a lot of issues, actually. And it's a shame that we can't actually work together on those common things that we both agree on.
It's funny that one issue can be so divisive, too.
Yeah, it is like the big divisive issue of the day. They're going to win, though, so...
Yeah, saying these crazy things, and then they're saying that you're right-wing disagreeing with them, and then you end up agreeing with people like conservatives and libertarians that you would never, ever agree with in any normal circumstances.
Well, here's
just
the
a
thing.
thought. Why are you
thing.
deciding what you agree with based on who's saying it?
Yeah, here's the thing. Just think for yourself. You don't have to stick to some dogmatic ideology where it's like, I'm affiliated with Group X. Everything Group X does is good. Or everything Group Y does is bad. I don't think that's a proper way to look at the world, because then you just create everything you make everything black and white.
And you're creating like these false paradigms.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be the essence of being a free thinker is actually looking beyond just the source or the agenda and actually evaluating the statements.
Yeah, I mean, if a person I hate is telling me the truth, I can't just say, "Oh, it's wrong because I hate this person." You know what I mean?
You know, I'm sure we've all had people that, you know, some friend or something that we agree with 90% of the time or some shit, and then there's one issue that divides you or something. You don't say, well, you know, you don't like. I mean, I guess if you're an asshole, you're like, I've lost respect or some bullshit like that, but. You know, you should just evaluate statements. The source isn't really relevant for the most part. You know, quit trying to make everything fit into some prepackaged group's ideological agenda.
All right, moving on.
Hi, Drunken Peasants. So my question is very simple.
Epic beard.
It's why didn't you do a meetup in Brussels?
We weren't even there for a whole 24 hours.
Yep. Right, and also, you know,
Also, Amsterdam is pretty close to Brussels.
And
It was
people
about a
did
1
come
hour
from that
train.
far.
It was about a 1 hour train ride, hour and a half.
Yeah.
You know, it was just, I don't know, just didn't really seem like it would be that fertile of a
We
ground
wanted to make
either.
sure that we went there, but we didn't have a lot of time to spend there.
Yeah, and we did a lot on our trip. I mean, we did not. I mean, if we had just stayed in a few places, then Brussels had been one of those places we probably would have. But
Yeah, because Brussels is very nice. It's a nice place.
Yeah, we definitely enjoyed our time in Brussels, but it was very brief.
I don't even know what our demographics are like there anyway.
I don't know.
I have no idea. But we didn't have time. That's not how it played out, so that's the answer.
Yep.
Hey, Drunken Peasants. So, 2 questions. First
No,
off,
get one.
my older brother just came back from college, and he became pretty far feminist. And so, like you, I don't identify with feminism, but I don't have a problem with the ideology itself.
Mm-hmm.
And he doesn't understand that. He just thinks that if you're not a feminist, that makes you a misogynist. So how do you explain to someone? How do you explain something like that?
Just came back from college.
You know what? Hey, you know what? Just show him our response to that feminist video and see what he thinks of that. Because I think we already pretty much addressed that issue
earlier in the show.
Like, ad nauseum.
I mean, if he wants to basically make it, you know, like an algebra equation where it's like this has to be this and then this has to be this, it's not math.
You know.
It's not that, you know, you have to be a feminist or you're a piece of shit. That's not how it works. If he believes that, he's stupid, you know. And it's anything like that. It's like if you're a conservative, then you don't care about the environment. Or if you're a liberal, you want to abort every fetus, you know, in the world. I mean, come on, it's just stupid to believe something like that.
Hello guys, my name is Charlie Faddis, and this is a question for TJ, Scotty, and Ben, of the Drunken Peasants
Not
podcast.
Ben, not TJ, only me.
Podcast
Collectively,
with
you could just
the Amazing
call us the
Atheist
Drunken Peasants.
and 2 of his pals, I guess. I think Scotty's his brother.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Scotty's his brother.
This is some expository dialogue. Scotty,
this
his
question is
brother.
for you guys. Who do you guys consider the biggest mindfucks in YouTube? Like, people who talk like loads of shit and are basically like homophobes and just make
You've lost us so far.
Dude, he's so high, it's like unreal. Like
Try again, more sober. You're rambling into nothing.
He has a Sex Pistols shirt on.
Yeah, maybe
there's a lot of assholes on YouTube.
Maybe try this again later.
Yeah, but I think you need to probably go back to the drawing board on this one.
Okay.
Maybe try writing it out first.
Greetings, Drunken Peasants.
Greetings.
I just wanted to know if you'd heard of the TV show Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Yes.
Yep. We've heard of it.
And the terrible movie, I call it Avatar: The Last Windbreaker.
Oh, Ben, that's not true. The other day you were telling me you love that movie.
It's a great movie.
Ben was like, M. Night Shyamalan. If I could suck his dick, I would. I'm straight, but if that man was in the room, I'd be like, guys, gotta do it. Sorry.
I think M. Night Shyamalan made 2 good movies.
And then a whole
What,
litany
The
of
Sixth
shit.
Sense and Unbreakable?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I agree.
Or the
I
sequel
agree, I already
series,
knew.
Legend of Korra. They're probably some of my favorite shows, but I was just curious what your opinions are. Thanks for answering.
I don't think Scotty or Ben.
I
have
haven't
watched
seen it.
Legend of Korra?
But I know TJ loves it.
Never heard of it.
I've seen the entirety of The Last Airbender, and I agree it's like a pretty great show. I know it's intended for kids, but
I
it's just
I saw the
too damn
nostalgia.
good to ignore.
The nostalgia critic also reviewed it. He loved it.
Is it my? You're
So-
about to ask if it's My Little Pony thing?
Yeah.
I would not go that far with it, but I enjoyed it. I thought it was a really well done series.
Are you ready to claim your
A lot of
prize?
people suck that series dick, man. Like, I've
They
heard
do,
a lot
they
of
really
people
do.
online.
But
Who are adult males, like 30, 35-year-olds, 40-year-olds.
I watched. I only watched the first season of Korra, and I thought it was good, but I never continued with it. I'll probably watch it at some point.
Whenever it's on Netflix, you can just binge watch it.
Yeah, like
basically.
when I'm desperate for something to watch and I have like a binge watch situation, it's probably on that like list of eventualities.
All right, so do you want to do any more?
We can do a couple more.
Let's do a couple more, then wrap it up. Wrap it up, good.
Hey, Drunken Peasants.
Hey.
I was wondering, Church of Gale. So Gale's pretty crazy.
No,
do you think she's actually...
How dare you? What a fucking assuming piece of shit this guy is.
Gale crazy.
Because she made that weird video where she's talking about Jesuit scanners and the Bible says...
I detected something, Scotty.
What's that you detected, Ben?
A boot.
A boot?
A boot.
What's wrong with that, Ben? As I'm 132nd Canadian, I defend his right to have that accent.
She might decide you're a Jesuit.
Now, if he's from the UK, that's another story.
What do you think? Is she really dangerous crazy or just Bible erotic porn making crazy?
I would say she's harmless.
She's pretty harmless crazy.
I mean, like, as long as she didn't totally freak out and think the Jesuits were like coming to kill her and she had a gun. Otherwise, I think she's pretty,
Yeah, as long as she doesn't show up at Brent Spiner's house and is like, marry me now, Brent,
I wish we could get Brent Spiner on the show. Or someone that sounded like him. That would even work.
That would work too.
Yeah, someone who could...
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, to like play... like Brent Spiner's clone.
Let's contact Lori McBride and get Brent Spiner on the Drunken Peasants.
Hi, this is a question for TJ. I was wondering why you gave up on the idea of being a rock star. Because I know you said when you were a kid that was one of your dreams.
Because he doesn't have any musical ability.
Musical talent or ability.
The lack of musical ability, and also...
He's extremely lazy.
Right, and I fucking fell into the YouTube thing, and I'm pretty much doing that. So...
Yeah.
Let's do one more.
Yeah, that was a pretty quick one.
Because that one sucked.
Hey there, Drunken Peasants. I'm sitting here in my local park, and if you take a quick look here...
You mean local marsh?
Was this filmed on a Red 1?
It must be.
Because it looks just like Josh Flintstone's videos.
It does. It's like... this must have been
This
shot
is definitely a red
on the
one.
most high...
Or Red Scarlet.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah. This is fucking ultra high quality, guys. You can see it.
I
could
feel
see
like
every
I'm looking
leaf
through a
on those
window.
trees,
I feel like I'm watching a fucking feature, like a feature film right now.
The colors.
Is this the Avengers? What is this?
Right, so vivid.
It's like there's just like a really clean window on a summer's afternoon.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
It does not look too appealing. Not only does it look bad, but it smells like garbage.
Marsh.
Now, my question to you is...
It's a park,
Do you think
apparently.
that humanity can ever do anything to prevent this from continuing? And
It just looks like marsh to me. It doesn't look like it's polluted, but I don't know. You're there.
I mean,
I'm not.
yeah, that's true. I mean, if it's ultra polluted, then, I mean, are humans going to stop polluting? I think the simple answer is no.
Nope.
No. I mean, does
all
that mean
gonna die.
catastrophe for humanity? I think the jury's still out on that. I mean, a lot of scientists are saying we're fucked, and that might be the case. But I think it's too far. I think that's too far in the future right now to tell what's going to happen with that. But if people will start becoming more eco-friendly and responsible, maybe things can change. I don't know, but I think if you base it on the average American or average person, they're not very concerned about these issues. Like,
I mean, look, even if a lot of Americans actually do have like, strong environmental, it's like about 50% or something. But I mean,
that's
like,
still a whole lot of people that don't give a shit.
But sure, I mean, but if you look at like the developing world and shit, I mean, those people don't care. They're just trying to get stuff like cars and the modernity that we take for granted.
Yeah,
they're definitely not going to put some environmental agenda above that.
They see all the creature comforts we enjoy, and they're thinking to themselves like, why can't I have that? And if it starts becoming feasible for them, of course they're going to go after that. But I mean, right now we have this huge crisis with water. I mean, we're pumping so much water out of these aquifers in the ground that, I mean, like the Arabian Peninsula is a huge place of concern. Like 60 million people depend on an aquifer that's basically going to, at some point, run dry, obviously. And I mean, you already see it in the U.S. You see it with our drought conditions in California. Well, when you don't have enough rainwater, you don't have enough water from the snow's melting in California, you have to pump water out of the ground. Yeah. And at some point, you're not going to have water to pump out of the ground. Or enough to sustain that population size of, almost 40 million people living in one state. So I mean, this is just a serious issue, and I think people they don't really get it. They think like, oh well, if I drive a Prius or something, it's like there's so many facets to this issue, and I think a lot of people just don't really grasp the totality of what's going on, especially with just the continuous natural disasters we're experiencing due to climate change, and people are still denying it in this country. I'm not sure around the rest of the other countries around the world, but here there's actually people that still think that global warming or climate change is just a myth.
I fucked your wife, I fucked your daughter, and I fucked your son.
I think we'll end on that note.
Yes. Good night,
Good night.
everybody.
Thumbs up. Thumbs up. Give us a thumbs up. You like the show? Give it a thumbs
Put a
up.
thumb up TJ's ass.
Thumbs up.
He
Check
enjoys
out
it 'cause
those
he's weird.
polls.
He's fucking weird.
Check out the survey. Check out the polls.
Check out my
Participate. Be one with us.